Ooh. Hello everybody, how are we doing? It is Jackdaw here, back after a weekend in Glastonbury, down all the way in Somerset of the UK. And I think I've missed quite a bit of news. I think I've got like 4 Game Informer articles to go over that I just haven't had the time to cover, but there's been a fair bit of news and stuff going on that I figured, you know what, instead of making smaller videos and eventually getting to them, let's just go live. You know, I'm a little bit still tired and recovering from the weekend, which was absolutely fantastic. But I figured let's just talk about it. You know, there's been a lot of conversation on Dragon Age I haven't been a part of, I haven't seen. So I just figured, you know what, let's go live, let's talk to people. Let's catch up on what has happened in the world of Dragon Age the Veilguard, which for me, I released a video 6 days ago, but it feels like it has been an eternity. So I figured let's just talk about Dragon Age, what's going on. Somebody before, I think it was Alison, did say, will this talk about spoilers? We may be talking about spoilers. I haven't read the articles myself. So we most likely will be touching on some elements of spoilers. I haven't read them. I'm literally, this is my full-on first proper impression. Zadidor, Ben Glassdoor. Hello everybody, looking tanned. I am very, very tanned. Very tanned indeed. It's what 28 degrees sun does for you with the humidity. Camping out in a field. It was fantastic. Is anybody anybody a fan of Dua Lipa or The National? If you do, let me know and I'll show you a quick clip that I got of them both. The National are my favourite male band ever, and I got to hold Matt Beringer's hand. And in Dua Lipa, I was an inch away from her. So if anybody's a fan, I'll show you, but if not, I don't mind. We can talk about Dragon Age. And it's just another hyperfixation of mine too. I do apologise as well if the webcam or the laptop stutters a bit. I've been having a few technical issues ever since we've got Dragon Age the Veilguard news. My laptop just cannot cope. I think it's just so excited. It could be the summer, it could be the heat, it could be overheating. I don't really know. I might need to reset it in factory mode. I'm not really sure. But if it does stutter, just know that I'm going to work on it and we're going to get it sorted soon. So I'll be working on that. But for the moment, I apologise if it stutters. I think it only happens towards the ends of these streams. But yeah, I do apologise. So people love The National. People love Dua. Shania was there. I didn't see Shania, but she was indeed. Good day, Shadrach. How you doing? Love The National. Okay, there's enough for me to show you this quick clip. Just this quick moment of, I guess you could call it clout. But it's not even clout. It's actually a 10-hour wait to get to the front of the stage at Glastonbury. I'm going to show you. So this isn't the best clip to show because you could see her running, but this is how close I got to Dua Lipa. Well, she got to me, literally. That's how close. The quality is better on my actual phone, but she literally was like that's my camera in like 0.5 mode. Yeah, very, very close, like almost an inch away. You can literally see how close she was. It was crazy, but I had to camp that out for about 10 hours at the pyramid stage. And I was interviewed by the BBC because of what I was doing. I dressed as a Barbie Ken doll, if anybody gets the reference. And I'll show you The National quickly. Just a bit of clout, quick clout talking about Glastonbury. This is just a chill catching up stream anyway, so we have a lot of news to go over. But just this is also The National. My favorite male band, and you might hear my little scream. My hand is right here, and he shakes my hand, and I'll make a little scream. And I was going to try and give him a friendship bracelet of Taylor Swift. I'm a big fan of both The National and Taylor Swift before they got popular together. But I had a friendship bracelet that said Deranged Weirdo on it, and I really think Matt would have appreciated that. But that's just a bit of clout there to everybody who is a fan of those bands. Dua Lipa is the best. Hello, hey, I'm glad people are fans. OMG, 10 hours. Yeah, festival, I was like, you know what, I'm going to be sat in an office on Tuesday. I may as well just enjoy it. But that's just the very nature of a festival. Babe, wake up, Jackdaw's been interviewed by the BBC. It's true, it is true. Oh, Zura, oh, yeah. What about Taylor? Taylor was fantastic. Thank you, Dama. I'm wearing a friendship bracelet that I actually traded with somebody at Glastonbury. I had a Taylor Swift cardboard cut out, and I took Taylor Swift to see her favourite band, The National. And somebody saw it, and we traded friendship bracelets. It was brilliant. It was such a good time. Brilliant vibes. Hello, everybody. Thank you, John. I had a fantastic time. Thank you. I appreciate it. But we are here to talk about Dragon Age. I'm just going to chat with you all for a bit before we get to the articles. But there's about 4 I think I've missed. I talked about the Solas one, but I actually want to go over that one again as well to get all of your opinions. Dua sounds familiar, but I can't really place the name. Yeah, Dua Lipa. If you've seen the Barbie movie, she does the song "Dance the Night Away." Again, that's from like a very, very, very mainstream perspective. She's a lot more popular than just that song. But yeah, she did that song. She's done a lot. She's been going for a good couple of years, and she's got 3 critically acclaimed albums. Yeah, she's brilliant. I apologize again for the stutters. It's just going to happen. My laptop is just dying ever since we got Dragon Age news. It's like, you know what? Let's just stutter away. But I'll sort it out another time when I've got the time. Jack Sarves are forever so immaculate. Honestly, everyone needs a Jack and Knife. Thank you, Decastodist. I appreciate it. So, folks, what have I missed? What has been going on in the Dragon Age world? I've got Game Informer's articles here that we've been getting from Wesley LeBlanc. And we've already got so we touched upon this one in my last video briefly. I did go into it, but not as much as we can today. We've got this factions one I haven't touched on. I haven't even talked about the combat. So we're going to read that again, the character creator. And then we have this new one, which was today or yesterday, 2 p.m. yesterday, on Veilguard's Unbound option lets you customize difficulty and more. So I've missed 1, 2, 3. Well, I did cover that once. I've missed 4 articles. So it seems like the things have been quite lively. And I know that BioWare also tweeted a screenshot the other day of Alathan Forest. I'll show that quickly. But I mean, again, it feels like it's been an eternity for me. I know it hasn't. But they tweeted, Alathan is where our gameplay trailer ended, but you'll return throughout the Veilguard. You can spot the Veil Jumpers studying ancient elven artifacts here. And Nugs! Wait, are they studying the Nugs? Or are you... You can spot the Veil Jumpers studying ancient artifacts here. Oh yeah, hyphen, and Nugs. If you're clever enough to find them, where are they? Where are they? Oh, there's Emmerich. But where are the Nugs? Where are the Nugs? So we've got a Kunari Rook, and then we've got Balara. And then we've got Emmerich, who looks sick. But where are the Nugs, folks? Oh, no, right, this is the stream now. This is Where's Wally, but where's the Nug? Where is the Nug? Where are the Nugs? They wouldn't have tweeted that about putting a Nug in here, right? Right? Surely. Hey, Leo Vulgo Cabela, how you doing? You're at work, that's crazy. Yes, also the Dragon Age Comic Con thing. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, I'll have a look at it in a second. Have we seen a female Rook? Yes, we have, John. I'll show some pictures. New trailer. Oh, DeCaster, we'll talk about that in just a second. I really want to find a Nug. I'm sorry. Where are the Nugs? That's for. Where are the Nugs? We've zoomed in so far, the image doesn't want to load up. No, come on. There's got to be a Nug here. Lucas! Hey, how you doing, Lucas? How you doing? How's Berlin been, Lucas, my boy? I think I saw that you got a new camera. Where are the Nugs? I can't find the Nugs. Oh, me. Were you at Glastonbury, me? Or are you just watching? Ah, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes, me. I agree, me. This is the stream, it's not Wes. The Nug King rises for the rebellion. Oh, I want to find a Nug. Hey, Jannar, how you doing? Jannar Roland. Where the heck are the Nugs? They can't tweet this. The Nug is a lie. The Nug's the real antagonist. No, Bill. Oh. What was the tweet? You can spot them if you're clever enough. Well, I'm not clever enough to find them. BioWare calling me out here. I mean, Berlin's a shithole, but the working partner was a nice change. Good to hear, Lucas. Good to hear. Maybe the Nugs are camouflaged. I mean, I'm clearly not clever enough to find them. Maybe the Nug is the Nug skin on their boots. That's clever, right? No, I'm actually frustrated. I want to find a Nug. I want to see a Nug in Dragon Age, the Veilguard. I want to see what they look like and how different they are. If they've got adapted feet, if they've got longer heads, if they've got cuter button noses. I love Nugs. Do not hurt the Nugs. No killing Nugs. I can't find it, but at least we get a really cool shot of Male, potentially. Kunari Mage Rook. Loving the purple robes here again. Kind of that aesthetic that we've seen before of Rook. Initially in their starting armor, we can see they've got some scrolls here. Like, you know, in the Veilguard, when you... sorry. In Inquisition, when each of the different classes had different armor styles, and like the warrior had a dragon horn, for example, and the rogue had like keys, and the mage had like scholarly scroll stuff. I like that. It's getting that vibe here. What is a baby nug called? The Iron Dragon asking the real questions. I don't even know. And what's a group of nugs called? A nuggle? I doubt it. What is a group of nugs called? Like a huddle, but instead of huddle, it's a nuggle. Huddle, a huddle of nugs. A murder of nugs. Yeah, what is it? The non-plural of nugs. I mean, a group of nugs. Look at the upper part in the columns, William. Upper part in the... Oh, I've zoomed in too much. Upper part in the columns. What, are the nugs in the... Are the nugs in the roof? Oh, that's sick, Lucas. Lucanus is a short king, confirmed. A snuggle! A snuggle! A nuggle puddle! A murder of nugs. A snuggle! Nuggy! Nugget! Oh, nugget! Nuggets! Nuggets! A nug pack! Given the presence of a nug king, I assume it's a kingdom. Also, nug king, nug queen. Nuggies, like chicken nuggies. A baby one should be called a nugget. That's so true. Other side. Thank you, William. Other side of the column. Maybe I'm not clever enough to find the nugs. I'm sorry, William, I'm not clever enough to find the nugs. Other side of the column. Nugs, nugs, nugs. 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 How do you summon a nug? Nug. Nug, nug, nug. This is the stream until we find this nug. I'm not even joking. I'm being dead serious. I need to find the nug. Nugs, nugs. Baby nug nugget, more than one snuggle. Yes, Piper pied. Yes, 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 yes. Confirm. It's canon. We have just created Dragon Age lore. It's canon. A baby nug is a nugget, and a group of nugs is a snuggle. Canon. Canon. Has anybody actually seen this nug? Or a nug on this? Because I actually genuinely want to see the nug. I'm not even kidding right now. I want to see the nug. There's an urn thing. There's the column. I feel like maybe around here. Nug. Come out. How do you lure a nug out of its natural habitat? What do they look like? They look like the most adorable things you'll ever see in your life. They look like... I'll show you a picture. If we could find this nug, I could show you what they look like. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for this cutie pie. There. That's what we're looking for. And if we don't find it, there'll be rampage. There'll be chaos in the streets. We demand a snuggle of nugs. They went to leave with Liliana when she came to Van. That is true. That is true. Okay, well, if anybody finds a nug, please at me. I'm not even joking. If you see the nug, at me on Twitter. There was a second pic. Was there a second picture? Zoom out. Make Jack the first streamer to find the nug. Oh, I want to find the nug. Let's have a look. There was I can't see a second picture on the tweet. I see Balara. I see the Kunari Rook. I see Emmerich. But I can't see the nug. No, I can't see the nug. I'm going to go on I'm going to go on the Twitter. No, I can't see any second... Anyway, well, while we think about the Nug, hello, Banana Banana. You are not late at all. We've spent the past 15 minutes looking for the Nug in this photo, and we cannot find the Nug. If anybody finds the Nug, please tweet me. Oh, DeCaster, no! No! They can't tease us like that, but it sounds so... The tweet was like, if you're clever enough. And well, we know what? Well, I'm not clever enough. Someone had zoomed in Emirate. Okay. I've said like 5 times I want to give up the chase, but I just can't. I'm desperate to see the Nug. Like, are you hiding over here? Are you hiding over here? You're not over here. You in here? Over here? No. No. The Nug is the memories we made along the way. Well, we'll start getting into the articles now. So, first things first, we have the fact that BioWare are going to be at San Diego Fandom Party. Is it San Diego Fandom Party or is it Comic-Con? Join us for a special guest. Sorry. Join us for a special quest with Get Fandom at San Diego Comic-Con, which is on the 25th of July, Thursday, which is... How many weeks today? That's like, what, 3-4 weeks today? With a special musical guest. Who is the special musical guest? A little bit. Who is the special musical guest? If it's presented by Dragon Age, the Veilguard, are we going to get the composers? Probably not. It'd be cool if we did. But that's cool. So they're going to be celebrating the 20th birthday. And then, so the quest that they're doing, let's have a look at the actual info. Discussion tonight, Gamer Next Door, is we're going to look at all the articles that Game Informer have done in the past week while I've been away. And then we're just chatting about whatever's happened in the Dragon Age world. Already we've spent 15 minutes looking at a Nug picture and we couldn't find any Nugs. We've got the fact that Dragon Age, the Veilguard, is going to be at Comic-Con. And we've got other articles to look at. So really, we're just going with the flow and seeing whatever's popping. And clearly there's quite a fair bit that I've missed. So first of all, I'll read this out. We have San Diego Comic-Con is back. Guests will be able to explore a variety of fan-first experiences, including the opportunity to learn more about BioWare and EA's upcoming all-new single-player fantasy RPG experience, The Veilguard, and custom activities from partners, and the party don't stop there. The Fandom Party is the hottest ticket in town, filled with interactive experiences, including a Dragon Age-themed scavenger hunt, leading to a custom photo booth, 360-degree red carpet social cam, giveaways, a graphic novel exposition, an AR experience, and collectible pin from partner Pinfinity. Flippin' heck. Like, can I quickly take a quick... Let me check how much flights are to San Diego quickly. London to San... Is it San Diego or is it San Francisco? San Diego? Could it say San Francisco? San Francisco? San Diego. Okay, San Diego. London to San Diego. We're going on the... Well, if it's July 25th, we want to probably get there. We want to get there a few days before. So let's say we go on the 23rd to the 27th. How much are flights? £712. Okay, right. Catch that flight, King. No, I would love to. I really would love to. But that sounds really fun. Anybody actually going to go to this in the chat? Anybody living in San Diego or in California or America who actually is going to make it for this? It sounds super fun. The fact that they've got a scavenger hunt and you're going to learn more about Dragon Age hands-on, it sounds like. The world's, what does it say? So, they include the opportunity to learn more. So, what are they going to be showing? Could it be a new trailer? Maybe. Maybe it'll be like a trailer where they release it at maybe they release it at Comic-Con first, and then release it to everybody publicly. Maybe it'll be like I think it'll be a bit of a gameplay sneak peek, or something like that. Too far, I don't like traveling. Might go there. A few hours of driving. Only in spirit. Kira, I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, Alana Rose, you're going. 7 hours, damn. Different continent, yeah. Yeah. Um, Still, I do wonder what they mean by learn more. Are they going to have developers there talking about it, or social media managers talking about it, community managers? Is there going to be an exclusive gameplay reveal? Um, yeah. It sounds like a variety of fan first experiences. So you have to go there. Assume that you have to be there first to get the full context of what you're gonna get, and then we're probably gonna get it afterwards in terms of us being the people who can't make it to San Diego on the 25th of July. It sounds super fun though. I doubt it'll be anything like crazy, crazy. And if it is, we'll get it straight after, or it'll be like at the same time. Hello, Sunny. Join the brain rot. Yes, we are talking about Dragon Age: The Veilguard and catching up. Release date, yeah. That's the thing, because we were all like considering are we going to get the release date of the first gameplay preview? San Diego will be a good place to reveal it. And Mass Effect Andromeda, they released their release date at an Nvidia event, which was a bit random, but that was in person. Anybody who is familiar with San Diego Comic-Con and all these kinds of like cons, do they live stream San Diego Comic-Con? Can I watch these panels live? Do IGN do anything? Is there kind of a stage presence? I'm up to date on like Star Wars Festival and like all of the E3s and stuff, but I'm unfamiliar when it comes to Comic-Cons. Would we be able to watch anything live on a stage, or is this actually going to be waiting for IGN or somebody online who's been to the event to reveal this information? Anybody know anything about going to Comic-Con and experiences with that? Because I have no clue. I have no clue. Yeah, it's a huge platform to cast a dust. It's huge. Arguably, it's one of the biggest platforms. When do we all think it's going to come out? I'm still thinking November. We do know it's coming out before the end of the year, though. Oh, Starro. They don't usually do live streams, but sometimes they release snippets of videos. Thank you, Starro. Appreciate it. I don't think they stream. Okay, thank you, DeCaster. They normally stream the panels. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because I have seen Comic-Con panels in the past. Thanks, Sydney. Yeah, it depends on the panel, but usually San Diego Comic-Con isn't live streamed. Yeah, I definitely have seen panels, but that's been a limited demand. And I've mainly seen like IGN or press cover it, where you're getting their impressions, their hot takes based on what they've seen. Maybe they'll get a developer or an interview with a comic artist, etc. But of course, I don't know. I've never been. I'd been to Newcastle Comic Con, and that was nothing in comparison to San Diego Comic Con. But I did meet Gareth David Lowe there, so that was sick. But yeah, that wasn't anything big or live streamed. So I have no clue. Either way, I'll be waiting on Twitter. 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. I will unfortunately be asleep. Oh, but that's the Hard Rock Hotel event. I think, yes, that's the Hard Rock event. So we'll see during the day what comes out. But either way, it'll be exciting to see. And people who are going to go, that's really exciting. If anybody's in the area or is going to SDCC anyway, that's so fun that we're actually getting a Dragon Age event. I wish I lived there closer and had the money to fly to California to go to San Diego Comic Con. But no, it sounds super fun and really cool for people who are going to go and check that out. And it's just cool to actually see something like live action. I know it's a weird word to use, but something like in the flesh of a Dragon Age event actually happening. Because I've, in my 8 years of doing content, I've rarely seen any live proper Dragon Age stuff. There was a Dragon Age based LARPing event in England that I talked about in 2018. It looked so good. I didn't get to go to it, but like there are a few opportunities and Dragon Age stuff that I've seen. So this is sick to see this, and I'd love to see more of this stuff. So you in UK, I am indeed in the United Kingdom. What are people saying they agree with Kira about? I'm predicting an August early release because Solas means Pride, and Pride comes before Fall. Kira, that is fantastic. Oh, that'll be so good. I'm hoping mid-late November, just because I have 2 big holidays before, and I know I will be a sad sack on holiday, sipping cocktails and crying quietly, because I want to be on my sofa playing it. Yeah, Sunny, I agree with that. Whereabouts are you going on holiday, Sunny? That sounds fun. In the flesh sounds weird too. I agree, Starro. But I don't know what the word would be. Live action. a live presence of Dragon Age in the flesh. Oh, well, it's really cool. I know that they were at the 2011 SDCC or whatever, and they were like some devs there. Also, stuff like that game developer conference. That what's it called? Patrick Weeks and John Epler were at. I can't remember. I think it's in Europe. I will have a look. Again, I apologise if my camera is stuttering. My laptop is not having it ever since we got Dragon Age news. It just needs to go in factory reset mode. I think it needs to time out. But they were at a kind of con. It could have been game dev dot thingy. I'll find it. I will not guess. I will find it. It's in my liked videos. Hello, Jason Ingram. How you doing? Oh, Jonathan, I appreciate that, but honestly, it's all good. I really appreciate it, though. Really, that means a lot. So thank you. Let me find this panel. It's a beautiful interview. I'll link it in the chat. It'll take me a second, but it just talks about Trespasser. It's fantastic. It is called. It was. I clearly have quite a lot of liked videos. Too many. One would say too many. I don't think it should be this far down. Either way, it was a big gaming conference that Patrick Weeks and John Epler went to and talked about Trespasser DLC. And it was brilliant. You know what? I'll just type it in on Google. And they just revealed a lot of secrets. I'll put panel. It was... That's an interview. That's an interview. I can't find it. I wonder if it's been taken down. I can't find it. I'll look for it later, but there was a really cool panel that they were on, and I talked about Trespasser, and it was fantastic. The writing style of it, Solas, so many things. Unless anybody else knows about it, yeah, maybe it's been deleted if I can't find it in my liked videos. I don't know. What is chat saying? Yeah, I hope it comes out in November. In person's a good word, nanny, instead of in the flesh. That is true. I apologise. I am still recovering from Glastonbury, from sleeping in a tent for 5 days and encountering the boiling heat and humidity while raving to Dua Lipa and the National. And I was raving to the National. But Sunny, yeah, I agree with that vibe. I'm hoping November. I don't have any plans in November. I'm keeping that month open for the Veilguard. But we'll see. It could be October. It could be September. I mean, Kira thinks it could be August, and that would be great. It'd be brilliant. That would literally be next month. Can you imagine? Now, the game was originally, again, rumoured by Jeff Grubb, to come out in September of last year, which would have been the same month as Baldur's Gate 3, which would have been crazy to have two gigantic RPGs in the same month. But, like, they initially predicted that the game could come out back then. So... Who knows what they could be thinking? If it was potentially massive big if going to come out in September, flipping heck, maybe they have just been polishing it for so long since then, and it's ready. It'd be brilliant. It'd be brilliant. Jack, did the tinfoil jacket make an appearance at Glasgow? To cast the dust? You know it did. It absolutely did. Yeah. I got loads of texts while I was there. My mobile data wasn't working, but I got a text from my parents and my family like, we can see you, you're on TV for the National, you're on TV for Dua Lipa, we can see you in your massive silvery Mirabelle outfit, and I'm like, yes. I didn't wear a tinfoil hat though, but yeah. Hey Jack, I have a question for you. Hit me, Kai Miller. If the elven gods are already blighted, but the old gods only become archdemons when they are blighted, is it possible that the archdemons aren't the Evan Nuris? Ooh, Kai Miller, that's a brilliant theory. Yes. Certainly, yeah, because what we know about the nature of the archdemons is they only become archdemons when a darkspawn finds them and taints them. But if they're already blighted, how can that be the case? I honestly don't even know how to answer that myself. Yeah, that's a really good predicament. Because we know from Corypheus that the Black City was already filled with the blight. It was already tainted. He just said that he merely found it, blackened and tainted and blighted. So like, if it was already blighted, and we know that Andruel spoke of the void or got weapons of the void, and Mafal sapped her power, and we refer the void to the blight, and weapons of the void to like blighted magic, blighted weapons. Like that kind of paints a picture that at least a few members, or if not, Andruel or Mafal were blighted. How can that be the case if they can be the archdemons too? Maybe, I think it could be to do with their physical and their spiritual bodies. So we know that when Solas sundered the Elven Empire, he split their reality in two. I take that very literally. I'm a very literal person. And by that, I mean like, maybe their physical forms are locked away in the physical world, i.e. the archdemon or the dragon forms in Thedas. And their spirit forms are locked away behind the veil, behind the fade, in the fade, somewhere like that. So maybe the archdemons being blighted is a physical manifestation of them that gets tainted, and that's when you find their physical forms in Thedas. And now, though, in this other predicament, you've got their spirit forms, kind of. And I don't know. That's how I kind of look at it, but I also don't know either. Pics, or it didn't happen. Oh, give me a minute to cast the dust. Oh, how can I show you a picture of it? I will go on my Instagram and show you, but I will keep it sus. I went full out, DeCaster. I went full out. But that's the kind of predicament that I feel. But also, I don't know at the same time. It is just an educated guess based on like the idea of the physical forms of the archdemons, the elven gods, sorry, the fact that Solas sundered the elven empire, that Sarah is apart from herself. All the elven gods have some relation to a physical animal. Andruel, an owl. Andruel, some kind of bird creature, maybe a raven, I can't remember, or a crow. Gillinan, the mother of the Harla. Elganan, I don't know, Elganan's the son. Dirthaman, a bear. Falandin, an owl. Dreadwolf, obviously Solas being a wolf. So like, I feel like they and then we know that they had the shapes or the forms of the divine, and that is a dragon, and like they one of Dirthaman's sinners took the form of the divine, which was a sin, which wasn't for them. So there are a lot of like animal correlations, and I feel like that is a physical manifestation of them. They could turn into those animals, and then splitting that reality has split them into two, which is again examples that we see of the Avar in the Jaws of Hakon, where they put spirits into dragons and stuff. So it's kind of connecting loosely in that way, but also I have no clue at the same time. There you go, DeCaster. There you go. That was me in my tinfoil outfit. I was basically manifesting Taylor Swift to be there next year, but also The National is Taylor Swift's favourite band. The National, my favourite male band, so I took Taylor Swift to see The National. It was brilliant. I loved every second of it. But there is my tinfoil outfit, and this is a Swiftie hat as well. But you can't see the Swiftiness. But yeah, that's kind of my theory on that. Kai, I don't know if that makes any sense or if I'm just talking absolute crazy nonsense. But that's why I'm wearing the tinfoil hat. In response, it might be that the archdemons are the forgotten ones in Elven lore. Also true. That's true. They could be another aspect of it. It's true. Yeah. There he is. There he is. Place your bets. I believe that Solas will kill Elganan. Like, definitely, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think if we correlate the relation of Solas and Mafal's relationship, we don't really know what's going on there. But the Red Lyrium idol is literally showcasing a lover, two lovers mourning, or a lover mourning, or a kind of revered kind of love, not like a lover kind of love, like a worshipping kind of love, like he loved her as his queen. I think it's that dynamic. Again, it could be so many different aspects, but I feel like it's the Solas worshipping his queen kind of love and seeing her die. But it could be, and I think he would want to kill Elganan for that, especially if he was Mafal's husband. There he is. You were manifesting Dragon Age Taylor's version. Also true, Bill. Also true. Who are your favorite Dragon Age writers? Ooh, delete this account, please. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, good question. I really like Sylvia Fekete Cutie. I'm not going to say favourites. I'll just say what I like about them because I can't say a favourite. I really like Sylvia Fekete Cutie because she's writing a lot of the necromantic, dark, the more telepathy narratives with characters like Emmerich, with contributions to characters. Thing about the writers is, yes, they do write the dialogue, but there are so many other parts that loads of other developers jump in on. So I suppose when I'm talking about writers, I'm talking about like Tevinter Knights and aspects that they have written so far. But yeah, I love Sylvia Fekete, who I believe she wrote Josephine's dialogue, or at least parts of Josephine's character. Not Lucanus. What's he called? The little spirit dude in Tevinter Knights. Little spirit dude. Audric Philhassan, as well as Emmerich and Emmerich's friend or comrade Joanna Hezenkos. And I love that. I love that's what I'm torn about, is do I go Antivan Crow or Necromant or Mournwatch? Because there's a bit of a like that gothic side in me that I do like. I'm a big fan of Phoebe Bridgers and like skeletons and stuff. I just like that kind of gothic nature vibe. So I think I'm trying to think, should my head canon or my first canon be a Mournwatch kind of necromantic into dark arts kind of thing? Maybe friends with Audric, or maybe friends with Emmerich, or even better, maybe friends with Manfred. But there's another side to me that likes the luxury of things, likes coffee, likes the glittering, beautiful cities of Antiva style. And that part is probably more apt to me because I am creating a first character as a self-insert. So that's what I'm thinking of. So I'm more leaning towards Antivan Crow, but there is a part of me that loves the gothic nature of the Mournwatch. And yeah, so Sylvia Fekete, I love her for Josephine's dialogue and her aspects of her character, and also these new really grim characters. But Patrick Weeks, love Patrick Weeks for their inspiration from my favourite fan medias like Doctor Who. Solas is literally based on the 10th Doctor. 10th Doctor is my absolute favourite character ever. Doctor Who, favourite fictional character. I really, in some degree, relate to like the eccentricness of the Doctor. You know, he's different, he's quirky, and growing up, I related to being different. And obviously, I'm wearing a tinfoil hat talking to you all right now, but you know what I mean? Like, I love the fact that it's okay to be different, a bit out there, a bit weird, and you know, so I like that character. But also just the sheer, I love the man out of time, man out of ice kind of trope of man doesn't know how to exist in this current world. Society's so different. How does he cope when he's from a different time? And that is literally Doctor Who, and that is Solas. And then Patrick Weeks has also wrote, like, again, helped contribute to characters like, I believe, the Iron Bull, Cole, and also written, worked on The Masked Empire, which is fantastic. Thank you, DeCaste. I appreciate it. And then David Gator wrote Cassandra, Morrigan, Alistair, some of the most iconic, best characters in the Dragon Age series, as well as like literally being the lead writer, again, with contributions too, of course, but, you know, so there are so many. And then Courtney Woods wrote all the Antivan Crow stuff that we've got. Unfortunately, Courtney Woods isn't at the studio anymore, but she wrote Lucanus de la Morte, I believe, and again, worked on Eight Little Talons, and Andaratia Cantori, Viago de River, all of the other Talons in that story. And I believe, who did she write in? And then obviously we've got we've got Brianna Batty. We have also Varric's creator, not Courtney Woods, who unfortunately was laid off at BioWare recently. She wrote The Chant of Light. What's her name? I'm forgetting. I'm flagging her name. Anybody remember her name? I will get it in a second. But and she was unfortunately laid off, which was absolutely disgusting and appalling. And that's where I will stand up and say, "Yeah, what the hell?" In the words of Avril Lavigne, "What the hell?" But is it Courtney? No, it's not Courtney Woods. Give me a minute to find out, because I'm flagging. Varric Tefris. It's literally on the tip of my tongue. Mary Kirby. Yes, Mary Kirby, and yeah, Varric created the chant, and so many created the Qunari, and so many aspects of Dragon Age's lore. And unfortunately, she's no longer there to see the end of the Veilguard's narrative, the Veilguard story. And I think some people have inferred that maybe they're going to kill off Varric with that. I don't know so much, potentially, But like, look at an example of David Gator wrote. David Gator worked on Cole and wrote Cole in the Seeker book. Ugh, sorry, again flagging. In the book, that book, you know, uh, the book with Cole in it. You know the one I'm talking about. Asunder. David Gator wrote Asunder and technically created, again, we've contributed, well, I think pretty much created Cole. But then they gave that character to Patrick Weeks for Dragon Age Inquisition. So just because Mary Kirby isn't going to be there anymore doesn't mean that they couldn't give Varric away to somebody else. Hopefully, like, you know, I don't want Varric to die, but I also don't want Mary Kirby not to work on Varric at the same time. But we're just going to have to see, unfortunately. We're just going to have to see. Yeah, I think that was probably a very short question that you wanted me to answer quicker, but yeah, there's your answer. Oh, man. What did... Let me scroll back up the chat. What were you all talking about while I was going off? 10th Doctor is the one. I agree. As a goth lady, I'm going Shadow Dragon on Mornwatch. I completely get that, Naneka. I completely get that. Yeah, I'm torn. I am torn. I did not see Patrick Weeks' signed books, I City Cattle. I did not see that. Sick. Yeah, there's definitely a Celeste Man subreddit. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah, Bill, I know that, what's his name? Other content creator who did Baldur's Gate, he followed me on Twitter the other day. He's going to be doing Twin Nights videos. Wolfheart FPS. He's going to be reading Twin Nights' videos. I'm going to be reading Twin Nights' streams. But yeah, apparently he's doing them as videos. If anybody wants to check that out, well, check out Wolfheart FPS. He seems lovely. I know all of him from his Baldur's Gate content. And he's really, really sound. He's done a really... He did a fantastic job covering that game. I haven't seen his Dragon Age stuff just because I don't really watch Dragon Age creators as much these days because I like to keep my own content and my own appeal. But he's done a great job with BG3, so massive respect. So if you do want to check out him reading Twin Nights, check out his channel. Alternatively, I'm going to be streaming that this month. I'm going to be planning that very, very, very soon. Wicked Fox, you do need to watch Doctor Who. If you love Stolas, watch Doctor Who. It's the best escapism, but also it's tragic as hell. Twin Nights doesn't have an audio version yet until we get Dragon Age Twin Nights Jackdaw version. I didn't even think to call it that. I was thinking Jackdaudables or Rook Club, and then I settled for Jackdaudables Rook Club. But we'll see. We will see. Alternatively, Twin Nights Jackdaw version has a fun ring to it too. I do like that. Oh man. Jackdaw versus past and present tense. It's true. I'm sorry. I know. Again though, I have been camping in the field the past 5 days. So I'm doing my best. Virginia Moore says, a couple of the articles I read from people who watched the full hour said that something happened, not shown in the 20 minutes, that made some people in the room cry. Oh, Virginia, no. No, don't say that. Jack Dodable Rock Club only. Oh, Decaster, it's all good. Oh, man. Tea and Tails. No, Tea and Tails is good, Naneka. Tea and Tails is brilliant. I just think Jack Daudables, it rings. Thank you, Dark Effect, for joining. Right, we're going to actually read some articles now. We are going to read some articles and see what we can get to. So, yeah, so Fandom have reported that Dragon Age Veilguard is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. Anybody going, let me know, because I would love to know what's going on. And if you can, go around Comic-Con live streaming it and send it to me, that'd be brilliant. Alternatively, just keep me updated. I'd love that. Just to see what's going on. Either way, I'll be checking Twitter every second to see what we get from San Diego Comic-Con on the Dragon Age front. I'm just quickly checking Twitter to see if anything else has dropped. What I really... Oh, somebody made the Red Lyrium idol. That is so cool. Oh, my lord. 1 second. Let me just tweet. This is amazing. Oh, my. What was I thinking about? I can't remember. My mind's gone blank. Yeah, sorry. What I really want is BioWare to do another... coming in July, summer announcement thing that they did for June, where it was like, right, we're getting the gameplay reveal, you're getting your Xbox trailer, you're getting your Game Informer article blowout, and then you're getting your but yeah. No, I know you're all teasing. Oh, don't. Oh, it's all good, Nanika. I know you're teasing. Again, my flaw is I take everything literally, too literally. But yeah, it's all good. Yeah, no offense has been taken here. No, it's all good bants, all good teasing. Do not worry about offending me. I will not take any offense. Yeah, a timeline. That's the word for it. I really want a timeline, a roadmap. Yes. What we'll do is we're going to do some light reading, and by that means reading a shit ton. We're going to read the Solas one first because I did do a video on it, but I want to know all your opinions because I've given my opinions, and I actually haven't had time to read my comment section yet based on that video. So please, chat. As I read this, it's not long. Let me know your opinions because I want to know what you think about Solas's role in the Veilguard and everything else. So they talk about the name change here. We already read that. Why the name change? We already know that. Again, I apologize for the ads. Nothing I can do. The name change basically is because it's focusing on the Veilguard. It is focusing on the team instead, not just a specific individual of Solas. But we've already read that. We've talked about that a lot. What we're talking about here is the new stuff here. The cast, I appreciate that you also take everything literally too. Yeah, it's not a flaw. It is just me being authentic. Let's go. Light reading time. So, the Solas in the room. When I ask about Solas's role in the story after I learn his namesake is no longer in the game title, Dara says that Veilguard is still taking the Elven Gods narrative in a good direction. He adds, it allows us to, hopefully, give us a good conclusion to all the varied attitudes towards Solas that are going to be coming from people who love Solas, who agree with Solas, who hate Solas, people who want to kick Solas off a building. I think that will give you the opportunity to bring that to a close, but then tell a greater story about the Veilguard and about the world as a whole. Talking to Epla, I learned about how Solas isn't exactly the big bad I expected before seeing the opening hours of the game. There's a lot more nuance to everyone's favourite bald elf, which is what we want to hear. The most interesting villain to myself, and honestly most people, are not just straight up, I want to end the world. To them, they are the heroes of the story, and Solas is no exception. Epla tells me Solas always feels that he is a tragic hero, but a hero nonetheless. So he's coming into this believing firmly that what he did, that which you stopped him from doing, was the right thing. That you made a mistake, but now he's trapped and can't reach out and actively affect Fadis, so he needs to work with you. That allows us to provide a lot of nuance to that relationship. Thank you, Virginia Moore, for the super chat. As usual, thank you for the info and for the optimistic and honest overview. You are always welcome. Thank you for checking out my channel and being a big supporter. And I'm being my authentic self, and I really appreciate that people gel with me being my authentic self. So thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. For me, I know we're gonna read more, but what I love instantly about this is, first of all, your attitude towards Solas, regardless if you're a solo villain or not. I know that a lot of the community, and I am in that community, are solo villains, and they're going into this of, Solas, we love you, Solas, yeah. Like we spent 3 hours the other week talking about Solas being potentially naked. Taken out of context sounds wrong, but it wasn't. But this confirms here that if you didn't like Solas, if you're not a fan of Solas, if you don't care about his narrative, you're literally one of those people in Trespasser who was like, Solas, I've never cared about anything you've said ever, or you punched him in the face. Like you are getting your closure regardless of what ending you had. And that is, obviously we knew going into this game that that was, you know, to be the case, with the fact that there's a nuance to it. You have a choice. Your Inquisitor could choose to redeem him or want to seek his demise. That was in there for a reason. And it's just good to know concretely that there's going to be a lot of nuance to it. And this right here, good conclusion to the varied attitudes. It's not just going to be one ending based on what they're saying here to what we're going to get with Solas. It's, if you love him, there's an ending for that. If you agree with him, there's an ending for that. If you hate him, there's an ending for that. If you want to kick him off a building, there's an ending for that. Maybe that's taking it too literally. I don't think it is, personally. Because it literally says here, good conclusion for the varied attitudes depending on how you felt about him. I love that. So, Ordercaster, please, just copy and paste it. I'll read it. I'll read it. Or I can go and find it. But I will read it. I don't care if it's long. It's absolutely fine. But I love that. I love that as again, as a solo villain. But then bringing in my best friend with Solas playthrough, it'd be good to see what he can do. He is empathetic towards Solas, but he doesn't agree with him, obviously. Whereas my Llewellyn wants to see how far she could go to be with him. So she's more like, let's die in the roar, in the roaring chaos, or in the roaring heaps of fire. But my Inquisitor would be like, I'm a really good friend of you, but I also don't want you to do this. So what can I do to stop you? Can I redeem you? Can I convince you otherwise, or not? And then I'm gonna have another playthrough. It's gonna be like, nah, I never cared for you, by the way, like never did. So let's see what we can do. Can we push him off a building? It sounds like we can. And then this part, I love this because it just confirms the issues I had with Corypheus. Inquisition is my favourite Dragon Age game. Memories, experiences, favourite companion so far in a Dragon Age game. Love everything about it. Its narrative. The Inquisitor, love their narrative. I really could feel like I could relate to my Inquisitor more so than my Grey Warden or my Hawk. And I really like that narrative. But the biggest flaw in Inquisition is its villain. Corypheus was not compelling in the slightest. He was a twirly, evil, mustached villain from a surface level point of view. When you looked into the character of Cepheus Alamadus, he was a really good villain. He was a victim. He believed that his god truly existed, and he devoted his entire life to his faith. He devoted all of his life to Damat and worshipping Damat and wanting to, you know, meet his god, come face to face with what he believed to be the creator of Tevinter, of his universe. And he, in hopes of doing that, his own pride got the better of him, and he went to go and try and visit him, and because of that he realised that, speculatively, or in his point of view, there was no god, there was no maker, there was no Dumat calling out to him. Instead it was whispers of what he now believed to be the elven gods or the archdemons or whatever. And that turned him into an evil, malevolent being who went, you know what, screw it, there are no gods in this world, so I'm going to become my own god, because if my own faith doesn't exist, I'll create my own. I will become something that I that I have believed in my entire life. And that is so compelling. That is really compelling of a religious character going through that experience and having that subversion. But we didn't get that version of Corypheus. We got the twirly moustache. The intro of Corypheus was brilliant, where he burns down Heathen and you get that exposition of shit. He has gone through heaven and hell and back, and that's why he is the way he is. But then after that, he's out of the narrative. You have to really dig in to get that context. Really, really dig in. And if you're playing the game from a surface level, which most people do, you don't get that context. And he didn't feel that compelling. And at the end of it all, he just really built up Solas as a villain, which was fantastic for Solas, but not good for Corypheus. And that was at the detriment of Corypheus' character, which is not a good direction. You can't just make one villain weak to make another one better. That just isn't the best kind of way for storytelling. So what I appreciate now, based on the negative experiences of Inquisition's villain, is Solas. Again, at least from a conceptual point of view, this isn't confirmed. This is confirmed, like from a concept. This is what they're saying to us. We need to experience narrative firsthand when we play the game, because like they may have said, again, I can't remember verbatim. They may have said the same about Corypheus. You're going to have a really compelling villain. He is an anti-villain in his own right. He believes he's doing the right thing. And he did. Corypheus absolutely did. But when we actually got that experience of that narrative and that story, and when it all came together, it wasn't that good, in my opinion. So what they're saying to us is great, and I can believe it because it's Solas, and he's a very, very well written character and very, very nuanced. So I want to believe it, and so I appreciate that Solas in his own concept is his own hero. I'd say less of a victim. They say that a true, well written villain was once a victim. I don't know if. I mean, I suppose Solas. Well, yeah, he's been persecuted. He is a victim. He's been persecuted as the basically the Satan of the Elven Empire, the big bad wolf of the he's been persecuted by his own kind. Yet he still wants to save or redeem his own kind in some regards. So he has been a victim. Yeah. So in that regard, he is a tragic hero. He's a victim that probably, to some degree, still has that victim complex. But he wants to save his Elven Empire, save that world, that reality. And he's doing it for his ultimate cause, which, again, sounds like a really good plot avenue. We just need to see if it's going to stick to that landing and hopefully not take a Corypheus turn. I don't think it will. I don't think it will at all. I think maybe the worry I have is maybe Gillinan and Elganan may feel more one note if they are the big bads, they are evil. How are they going to make them compelling? That's the only thing for me. I think they absolutely, like, conceptually are very compelling. They are massive, evil, big gods who we have heard so much about. But are they actually going to be compelling compared to the likes of Solas? Or are they going to feel more one note like Corypheus? If our one aim is to just stop them. Again, we need to see the context of that. We need to see how that's going to play out. The floor is open to be very, very exciting. But, we're going to have the full nuanced conclusion of Solas. And I feel like, and it's fine, but I feel like with Elganan and Gillinan, it is going to be, you're going to kill him. Or Solas is going to kill him. Or they're going to get locked away, or whatever. So we need to see how that's going to play out. But that's fine. Anyway, that was a lot of content from those two paragraphs. Let us read on. So if you're wondering what Epler means when he says that Solas is trapped, it's quite literal. In the game's prologue, which is 20 minutes, a segment where Bioware released, the play character Rook and Lace Harding, Varric and Nev Gallus stop Solas' attempt to destroy the Veil, a barrier between the magical Fade and Thedas. I won't spoil what happens here, but Rook passes out moments later and wakes up in a dream-like landscape to the voice of Solas himself because he is trapped in the Fade. He explains he was attempting to move Elganan and Glennan, both of whom are part of the Evenurus or Elven gods of ancient times, to a new prison because the old ones were no longer containing them properly. Unfortunately for Solas, he's trapped there. The Fade, by our doing, and Elganan and Glennan are free, blighted, and roaming Thedas. It's up to Rook to stop them, but it seems he'll have to work with Solas, or at least listen to his guidance and advice to do so. Before we get to that quote, just quickly, I say quickly, it probably won't be. Yeah, the fact that they're already blighted just rings, again, I know I've talked about it over and over and over. If they're already blighted, the Black City is blighted. I know that a lot of the Fade is blighted, but still, like, the Black City, based on what Corypheus has told us, is blighted. Based on the mural we've seen with Solas in the Black City, hands down, Solas is going to trap the Elven gods in the Black City, where it already is blighted. I think there's also Red Lyrium there too. Corypheus said something about finding the corruption and that it was already there and they reveled in it, something like that. I think that's where Solas is hiding. Well, he's trapped in the Black City, which we assume is the epitome of creation itself. Maker has a butt, or a throne of the Maker. What is it? What does Sarah say? A throne of the Maker has needs a butt. Means Maker has a butt. Something like that. Like the idea that there was something beforehand here, and I unfortunately don't think we're going to have the Maker revealed, but we're going to have some kind of connection to the Elven gods and the old gods of Tvinter. Unless Sandal is going to reclaim his throne and take a seat on his throne as he should be, because Sandal is obviously the Maker, which we can't wait to see. But yeah, I reckon there'll be a connection to the Elven gods and Tvinter gods, and it'll come from that dynamic of the Black City being tainted, and the idea that it's a seat of creation itself. Whether the Elven gods are the creators, I don't think so. I think that might come to the Titans. Maybe we'll never find out. I don't think we should find that out, to be honest. But I think the idea of it being the epitome of creation itself is really, really crazy and cool. I love that dynamic, and I think it's going to answer a lot of long-standing questions that we're finally going to get answers to. if the ultimate goal of the game is to, I think, lock Gillinan and Elganan in the Black City, because as we know, it's not very easy to kill an elven god. Look at Mithal, look at Elganan and Gillinan, look at the Blights. I think maybe trapping them again for an eternity of torment is probably a better way to do it. But then again, maybe Solas only did that because he wanted them to suffer. Who knows? But I think the only way to really kill them, unless we have a super powerful weapon, would be to trap them for an eternity. But we'll see. We'll see. We don't know. We're speculating. But yes, they don't die so easily. So we'll see. Before we move on, Decaster posted my comment in Discord if you want to read it. Which channel did you post it in? Oh, I have a tag. I have a tag. Decaster. Right, okay, let me read this out. We're going to read Decaster's comment from my Solas video, talking basically about the same context of this article. So, I'm really starting to get the impression that there's going to be at least two endings to the Veilguard. Either Rook develops to a positive relationship with Solas, manages to reason with him and with Llewellyn, Bestie Inkley, oh that'd be cute, finally changes his mind, and everyone together turns their attention to the real big bad. Or Rook develops a negative relationship with Solas, inadvertently reinforcing his ideals, and plans on pushing him even further down the road of destruction, leaving him so far gone that even Llewellyn or Bestie Inkley can't change his mind, and he succeeds or dies trying. I also think there will be the option to let him die alone or not. If you hate him, leave him in the dirt alone, or if you love him, you can hold him and stay with him, so he at least doesn't have to die alone, despite his actions. Oh my goodness. It would surprise me if no matter what you do in Veilguard, it has no bearing on the ending, if that makes sense. I honestly, I didn't even think about like the idea. I kind of thought about that a bit in my video, but the idea that Rook is going to influence that dynamic, I love that. The idea that I kind of hinted towards it with him become blighted, and maybe if the relationship with Solas isn't a positive one with Rook and Solas, he's going to become blighted and trying to escape the Black City by being like, right, bloody hell, Rook isn't listening to me. What am I going to do? Right, that's it. I'm in the Black City. There's Red Lyrium, there's Blight. I'm going to literally just consume this, destroy the Veil, or some think, because we know that the Blight or Red Lyrium particularly is good at weakening the Veil. And I kind of hinted at the fact that maybe that's going to come by having a bad relationship with him because you're not listening to him, doesn't trust you. And I love that how that ties in there with the ending though, what you pick up on the Decaster, and then having Llewellyn also not be able to convince him because he's gone so far. Love that, because even Solas himself said, "I walk the Denan Sharal, I would not have you see what I become." That literally means he walks the journey of death, and it's the idea that he doesn't want Llewellyn to see what he will become. When I heard that back in 2015, I thought, oh, he's going to become the Dread Wolf. We're going to see him as a big, massive wolf, and that's going to be really scary and exciting. But also, like, he's going to become blighted. He's going to become death itself, and he doesn't want her to see that because she would join him in a pinch. You know what I mean? Like, she would be like, right, whatever. Or on the other side to it, she would also convince him not to do it. I think more the fact that Llewellyn would join him rather than him than her convincing him, because we know how she would join him, and he doesn't want that to happen to her. I think more in line with that, but I think the two are interchangeable. It could be the fact that he doesn't want her to see what he'll become because he'll become something so gruesome, but also he knows that if she had her way, she would join him, which is crazy. Hello, Daniela. How you doing? I love that. I love those series. Again, I apologise for the staggering camera. Laptop has not been the same since we got Dragon Age News. I need to reset it. But that's a task for another day. I'll continue reading. If anybody has any thoughts on Rook and Solas, let me know in the comments, and I'll come back to them. So Epla says, I think this is Epla. Yeah, Epla said, one of the principles we took to when we were building the story of the Veilguard early on was we wanted the beginning of the game to feel like the final chapter of an earlier story, and you're coming in right at the end. You're coming in as if you've been chasing Solas, who said he was going to end the world and tear down the veil. Epla says players will see early on, and as the narrative develops across Veilguard, that Solas sees much of himself in you, the player-controlled Rook, especially the parts that maybe he doesn't like to face. Love that, because that's going to allow us to subvert him and allow us to see a different part of himself that he doesn't want to accept, but allow that change to come into play. That wouldn't happen of the Inquisitor, because now he's going to be able to relate to us a bit differently. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be closer than a Romance Llewellyn, but it's going to be a different aspect of he's going to see more of us. I know he did see us in the Inquisitor, the Dread Wolf, the Inquisitor. They both inspire, these titles both inspire hope and fear in their enemies and hope in their allies. But this is going to be seeing maybe the deeper, darker sides of himself, other aspects of himself, because there's more to his character that I appreciate in that dynamic of, yes, you get that romance part, you get that Inquisitor relationship dynamic, but this time we're getting a different dynamic, and it's okay, you can still have your Romance Llewellyn having that full-on fantastic relationship dynamic, but then you've got this other relationship that he's going to have with Rook too, which is probably going to be more platonic, we're not sure, but I like the fact that you're getting different aspects of him. I don't like that, I love that stuff. I'm excited to see that. Cannot wait to see that. Yeah, sorry, got really excited there. As a result, there's an interesting push and pull between Rook and Solas. He says players can define the relationship between these two characters. You can continue to be suspicious and hostile towards him, or you can start to see him and find that common ground. That connection between the two of you really develops a different relationship over the course of the story. So in contrast to what I just said about you're going to have a different dynamic, and it could be besties, it could be whatever. You can also be like, you know what, I'm not interested. I don't care. My Llewellyn loves you, my Llewellyn romanced you, but I don't give a crap about you. And I like that too. You gotta have more nuance with him. Again, like the Inquisitor did have nuance with Solas, but it sounds like Rook's gonna have more of a larger stake in that aspect, because we're gonna be having Solas, as we know, an Elven god throughout the entirety of this game. So we're probably gonna have more of an arrogant Solas at the start, who's gonna simmer if we want him to, who's then gonna relate to us. So we're gonna have to see how that's gonna. I love that though. That's the biggest thing I've wanted. I know I've harped on about it, but it's the biggest thing I want is that dynamic with Solas. And the biggest question was, how were they going to deal with that? And that was the point of my last video. We had so much setup of Trespasser, so much of the Inquisitor's narrative, so much at stake, so much relationship dynamic developed. How are they going to take that from Inquisition and such a cliffhanger ending and develop that with a new hero, a new story, and a new continent? And they're doing it in my opinion, the most perfect way of having Solas join our story as a voice in our head, as a guide, as an advisor, giving us advice and guidance, which we can accept, build a friendship with, build a relationship with, or completely reject, or at least listen to and heed his call to some degree, and then be like, right, shut up, bald man. You know, like there's going to be, there is so much nuance, and I love everything about that. I love Solas, so I'm going to be going in with this of being his friend. I love him, and I'm going to have a canon Llewellyn romance imported in. So I'm going to be going for that, because I don't think I can be mean. I mean, I'm going to try and be mean to him on the second or third playthrough, but I find it hard to be mean to Solas. I like Solas. I relate to Solas in some degrees. I do, like, in some degrees of, like, his struggles of, like I was saying about the man out of time thing, and his loneliness and things like that, and his elegance at the same time. Those kind of aspects, not the other kind of morally ambiguous aspects. No, I'm more talking about his personality. I love and relate to, besides his other aspects that I do obviously not agree with. Yeah, so like, it's gonna be, what I'm saying is it's gonna be hard for me to be mean to him. I'm gonna have a nice relationship with him. I'm feeling that. But what do you all think? What do you think about your relationship with Solas? How is it gonna be compared to mine? Sounds angsty, love it. Exactly. Distrustful of Solas, yeah? Distrustful, yeah. Oh, good question, iCity. What do you think of Llewellyn feels about Solas after 10 years? My Llewellyn personally will still be yearning after him. I think she will... thank you, Auntie, I appreciate it. I think she will be... My Llewellyn will be like... headcanon. We'll be like living in the Alafan forest, trying to search for him in the Fade, looking out for him, just trying to find him, trying to send word to him, always in contact with the Inquisition, with Tharic, to see what's going on. So she'd still be pining over him. She would still have her own life in some regards. She'd be having a cabin, she'd be writing letters, she would have the Inquisition to still go by, but not her sole purpose, but one of her biggest purposes would be to find the love of her life, which, you know, that love has died for her. just because it's been 10 years doesn't mean that love has dissipated. So she would be looking for him, trying to find him, believing that he can be redeemed, that their love would endure. Yeah, that's what my level would do. But that's just me being a hopeless romantic and, loving Solas and wanting a good happy ending for him. Chat, you're also elegant too. I agree. Chat is very elegant. Chat is very nice and kind, and I appreciate chat so much. But that's me being a hopeless romantic. What about you folks? I always found it hard to dislike Solas. I love his inquisitiveness. LMAO. I love the pun there, Shane. Friendly but cautious with Rook. Depends on when the Inquisitor shows up and what they advise. My Rook will look up to Inqui and consider both sides. I love that too, Kalan. Valas... yeah, DeCaster. Valaf ve Saladin. My Ellen is an Olay, sticking with the divine. She still loves him, but she's also terrified of him because, God, she's just not even sure what they could fight him if she had to. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Hey, Daft Shady, how you doing? Daft Shady. Revasan will fight him to save his twin bro, Inquisitor, who would join him. Ooh. I can't wait to see a pseudo-reluctant father Solas and angsty daughter-Rook relationship. Hell yes. Redeem him, Neneka. Redeem him, I think, unlike many villains, he's able to be helped in healing from his loss and pain. I agree too. I agree. Anti-Gene. I'm going to have to stay away from his channel when the game comes out because Jack and I have a very similar first playthrough. My Rook will try and stay angry at Solas but cave immediately. Yeah. It's true. It is true. Hello, Eliza. We're just talking about Solas for like the 150th time. We love him so much. We're going over 4 Game Informer articles today. While I've been away, we've had loads come out. This one I already talked about in my previous video, but there's been a few others that I'm going to get to in a minute as well. But we're just talking about Solas. We could talk about him for days. We literally talked about him for 3 hours the other week because there's so much content and context that we can take from him, and he's just a beautifully well written character. Sorry, my nose is itchy as heck. Oh. Indeed, Daft Shady, indeed. I want my Rook to be cold and distrustful of Solas, but eventually warm up to him. Emmerich is a badass. I can't wait to see more of Emmerich. My Rook is going to have Emmerich and Nev in their first party. Based on what we know so far, I'm going to be open-minded when we get like actually see them, because then I'm seeing Balara and I'm like, oh boy, and then I'm seeing like Lucanus and I'm like, oh boy, and I'm seeing like Scout Harding and I'm like, oh boy, and I'm seeing like Tash and I'm like, oh boy. But I think purely off vibes and first impressions, Nev romance option first playthrough, and then Emmerich best bro with Manfred. And that's why again I'm torn, because if I'm a Moan watch I could headcanon that I know Emmerich, or I've at least fist bumped Manfred, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, lots of people bringing in their Inquisitor stuff at some read. I feel like what you're saying, but from my first playthrough of being mean and distrusting of Solas, Dwarf Inquisitor who married Sarah, unless Solas doesn't lie to me in the first part of the game, and his yeah. And again, like, this is my solo villain playthrough. I completely get that from a different playthrough where like you haven't romanced him, or you have a different playthrough, a different experience. That's what I love about Dragon Age though, like the nuance to it. I know online there's a massive solo villain crowd, but I know like mainstream casual kinds, like people don't even know there's a romance option for Solas. People don't even care about Solas. People don't. Like, I know like it seems like it's a loud voice in the community, and it might be annoying sometimes because like all people talk about is Solas. But I feel like from a mainstream point of view, when I talk about it with my casual friends in terms of they don't look at it on a community level, they don't get engaged in it, they're all like, oh yeah, Solas was alright, oh yeah, he was cool, oh yeah, he was well written, but they don't care about that edge, that romance to it. So like, I get it's a really loud voice and people see it a lot, but I know that from a mainstream point of view, like there's also the element of like they don't care about him, they're gonna kill him, they don't have that resonance, that nuanced relationship. So I appreciate that BioWare are catering to all kinds of fans. I really do. They're listening to us, the hardcore fans who want the romance, who want the love, happy endings, but they're also catering to people who want to kick him off a window. I really appreciate that They know their fan base really, really well, and it's really showing from what we're hearing. Again, we need to see it to believe it, because that's all it's all about. But I appreciate that we're getting the context and the content that they're going in with this approach of a very nuanced approach, and listening to their fans, which could be mean listening to me, and listening to people who are from the casual outlook, who don't care about the lore aspects, who don't care about Solas's redeemable qualities, and just care about the fact that they didn't like Solas, or they wanted to kill him, or he was an elven god, or he betrayed our Inquisitor's trust. All those things that define the relationships and nuance that we can all have based on these exciting, fantastical RPGs that are all character and story driven. What I love so much about Dragon Age, and I'm not trying to go on a tangent, but I am, is the fact that we all have so many different approaches. And the thing about the community, like, it divides so quickly, is because we all have amazing ideas and personalities and playthroughs that we all love and appreciate so much. And that, for me, opens up a world of, like, we can all come to understand each other and come to appreciate each other's different playthroughs and nuance, and why you like that character and why you don't like that character. Instead of the opposite aspect of the community where everybody gets annoyed and picks on each other and starts arguments and fights of this character's better than this character, and that, it's like, why are we having arguments when we can all appreciate that so many different divisions of BioWare have written and crafted these fantastical characters for you to love, appreciate, hate, not like, dislike, love, you know, all those different facets. And we all get so caught up in little tiny bits of, you know, arguing over the fact that we didn't like that one character, or this one person did like that character, and how dare I insult that character. We're all supposed to appreciate what we like about these games differently, you know? It's like of art. Some people love it, some people don't like it. But what we should, and I incentivize as a community, is understanding that you like that character for that reason, I like this character for that reason. Why do you like that character? Oh, okay. Coming to understand each other as opposed to getting in arguments over it. That's the community that I build and that I care about. Not the, oh, you only like Solas because of this, and you realise that he's that, and how dare you like that character. No. You know, like, fair dues if there's genuine criticism behind a character's writing style, if there's absolutely genuine criticism. But, like, when it comes to the nitpicking things and the silly bits, I don't gel with that stuff. I want to understand people's point of views and why. Like, for example, I'm not the biggest fan of Blackwall. For me, he felt like an underbaked character, but that was at the expense of Solas, because Solas had the same kind of plot twist reveal. That doesn't mean I dislike Blackwall. It doesn't mean I'm not going to listen to somebody who does like Blackwall. I would love to know why people do like Blackwall. I would love for people to tell me what they like about him, so I can understand that point of view, as opposed to being like, he's crap, da-da-da-da-da. I want to understand why you like him. I want to understand what you like about his romance. I want to understand what you like about him. It might be that you just like big, burly, bearded men, which is brilliant. That could absolutely be your taste in men. It could be that you like the fact that he's a grey. Well, he has that redemption arc. I want to know that shit. That's what defines the series for me. I want to have those conversations and really get to know the intricacies of other people's opinions and understand the dynamics of that. So yeah, long tangent there, but that's the community that I really endeavour to build and to cultivate. That we can understand each other, have different opinions, and it's all right if you don't like Solas, if you do like Solas, if you XYZ. So, for example, yeah, the caster Dust. Blackwall was my first romance. I liked him a lot because he was a softie, but now I found him kind of boring. They got softie, that softie aspect. The latest account, his story, disappointed with Blackwall, but he has some cool points. I approve of his trying to redeem himself. I also don't like Sarah, but I know why people love it. Again, yeah, it's like, yeah. It's just that building that community. Blackwall was a liar, and it made me just totally shut away from him. Also, same regard to me, Jen Marie. Same regard to me. Because he is a wall. Hungry turtle. He feels very dark fantasy to me, which I like. That's also cool, but a good point too. Yeah. He's the strongest character. I mean, he's a good champion. But that's the thing. Like, it's not about being in complete agreement. It's about understanding each other. Anyway, that was a good little rant or a little diversion. Any other points on Solas before we talk about the combat? We have these articles to read. We'll look at the factions first. I did see somebody say Nev is somebody else's romance option too. Again, based on vibes and based on the fact that we've actually got more, context and content on her, I am feeling her vibe. And also the fact that we have a short story in tonight, so we get her characteristics of being a private investigator, determined, loyal, stern. I like that. She also gives me Ice Princess vibes. I like that. She's at least a nice mage. But also sophistication. Yeah, she seems really, really cool. Okay, we will read this article now then. We will move on from Solas and his dynamic and understanding the complexities of Dragon Age's characters to breaking down Veilguard's classes and factions. So I'll do a video on this separately, but for now, we are all just going to chat about this and see where the conversation goes. So I haven't read this either. This came out when I was away. So let's have a read. So, as a part of the character creation process for the Veilguard, players will have to select both a class for their player-controlled rook and a faction. After customizing much of your rook's body, including things like Kunari horn types and material, for example with the hundreds of options available in Veilguard, it will be time to pick said class. There are 3 classes to choose from: Rogue, Mage and Warrior. As the name suggests, each feature a unique class system and played differently as a result. Though you'll be performing things like light and heavy attacks using the same buttons, what those attacks do varies based on your class. For example, a sword and shield warrior can hip fire or aim their shield to throw it like Captain America, which is sick. Jack, when you get to fully play this, are you going to sing Frozen songs when Nev comes on screen? Yes, Nanika. Yes, yes, yes. And then, whereas a mage can use that same button to throw out magical ranged attacks. So read more on the combat there. Plus, as you spec out these classes and unlock their individual specializations, the differences will only grow even more stark. The rogue, we're getting the specializations. The rogue has 3 specializations. The duelist is the fastest, sick, with 2 blades for rapid strikes. The saboteur uses tricks and traps. Okay, cool. The Veil Ranger is purely range, sniping enemies from afar with a bow. I'm thinking duelist. If I'm an Antivan Crow, I have to do that. The mage can utilize necromancy with the Death Caller specialization. Evokers wield fire, ice and lightning. And the Spellblade uses magic-infused melee attacks. Right, well, I'm doing a Spellblade when I do mage. That sounds so fun. Like Knight Enchanter. And then the warrior, so we don't know what the warriors are. Reaper, which we heard about, who uses night blades to steal life and risk death. What? That sounds sick. Oh, I want to be a warrior now. That sounds like a good mortality. Oh, a good Mournwatcher warrior. A Mournwatcher Reaper. Oh, I'm so torn. Let me read it again. The warrior can become a Reaper, which uses night blades to steal life and risk death to gain unnatural abilities. A Slayer, a simple but strong two-handed weapon expert, also sounds fun. Or the champion, a tactical defense fighter. They all sound freaking sick. I mean, there's definitely like 1 out of the 3. Like I love a duelist straight away because I like that mix. I love the idea of Spellblade and I love the idea of a Reaper and a Slayer. More so Reaper, Spellblade, or Duelist. That's what I'm thinking. Chat, let me know what you're thinking. I can see Blue, Milk Mama, Veil Ranger, sorry. What I like is instantly like the classes and the factions tie in here. You could be an Antivan Crow Duelist. You can be a Mournwatcher Deathcaller. And you can be a Veil Jumper Veil Ranger. But what I really, really appreciate is that the classes are not determined by your faction. You can still be a Veil Jumper Reaper, or a Veil Jumper Deathcaller, or a Dragon Shadow Evoker. Like, it's not determined. I appreciate that a lot. It's like maybe there's like some backstory there, maybe there's some tie. You probably, like in Inquisition, you just learn your class based on a person from those relevant factions. Like I believe the Necromancer class in Inquisition, you met a did you meet a Mournwatcher, or you met a Mortalitasi member, or they had experience of the Mortalitasi, something like that, and that's where you learnt to be that. It'll be exactly like that, I reckon. You'll meet somebody from those factions, maybe based on the companions. But yeah, you want to be a Veil Ranger? Cool, I'm going to bring in my Veil Ranger friend and we're going to teach those skills. I reckon it'll be like that, which will be sick. While these specializations don't matter up front, your class into them via the skill tree you progress through the game. You class into them via the skill trees you progress through the game. It's nice to see the potential of each class before you choose. So, are you able to spec into each of the specializations, or do you have to choose one? Any confirmation on that? Because I'm thinking, can I spec into the Duelist and the Veil Ranger? I don't think I can. I don't know. Do I have to choose one? I don't know. Also, yeah, exactly, Elnora. There's so much replay time here. Duelist, Antivan Crow, Deathcaller, Mournwatch, Evoker, Dragon, Shadow Dragon. It's sick. I cannot wait. For the penultimate step of the character creator, at least during the demo, players select a faction. The Grey Wardens return, joined by other returning favourites. The Antivan Crows, Mournwatch, Shadow Dragons, the pirate-themed Lords of Fortune, which is what I chose in my demo, and then you have the Veil Jumpers. Oh, here we go. Each faction has unique casual wear, which is worn in specific cutscenes when the character isn't donning armour, and 3 unique traits, like our PJs and Skyhold. I love that. The Lords of Fortune, for example, gain additional reputation. Oh, here we go. So, okay. The Lords of Fortune, for example, gain additional reputation with this particular faction having increased damage versus mercenaries and perform takedowns on enemies with slightly less effort. Sick! Veilguard game director Corin Bush says, this faction selection, which ties into your character's backstory, determines who your rook was before, how they met Varric, why they travel with Varric instead of their faction, and more. Hell yes! Love that. To quote Epler, the message of the Veilguard is you're not saving the world on your own. You need your companions, but you also need these factions, these other groups in the world. You help them, they help you now. He says BioWare wanted to avoid the trope of needing to gather 200... pardon me. I like this already. To gather 200 random resources or objects for helping you save the world. Instead, the team aimed to create factions that want to help you but have realistic challenges and problems in front of them so that narratively it makes sense why you help them in return for their help when the time comes. This to me sounds like you're going to be helping each of the 6 factions plot-wise, and then they're going to help you. Like a Dragon Age Origins kind of thing. Go out there, help the werewolves and the elves, and they're going to join you for the final mission. So it's like, you help them, they're going to help you. And like we already know, again, spitballing, Antivan Crows are facing a Cunari invasion. Shadow Dragons, there's an impending slavery uprising, we assume, in Tevinter, Mirafis. Pardon me. Let me just drink some water. What else have we got? Lords of Fortune, we know that the dragons have taken over Ravane. Maybe there's more to that than it seems. Maybe that'll be tied to some cult thing, I don't know. What else have we got? Mournwatch, the Dread Wolf is outlawed. The binding of rituals and spirits, but if he's trapped in the fate, that probably doesn't matter, so I'd like to see what's going on there. And then you have the Grey Wardens. Bloody hell, Weishaupt is in for a time. We already know based on the Thedas Calls trailer that Weishaupt's under attack. And then what's the last faction? I always forget one of them. The Veil Jumpers are having trouble with the Alafan Forest, and we've got a sneak peek at the first mission of Veilguard after you do the prologue. So there's at least going to be a mission in each faction is what I'm getting from this, and it's going to be helping those factions, and they're going to help you. What I am assuming, like Origins, where they all come at the end and you're like, right, come on werewolves, come and jump in this part right now, and come on, you know, whoever, and help me out right now, the golems. Yeah, that sounds sick. I love that. And it reminds me of the initial Gamescom behind the scenes trailer where Patrick Weeks said about the new hero. It's about going over the people who are in power. I can't remember the exact quote. I'll need to find it in a minute. But this is about a story about the people in power don't want to do anything, so we need a new hero to rise up and do something about that. It was something like that. It sounded really. Patrick Weeks made it sound way better and cooler than me. It's Veilguard time. I agree, Hungry Tail. I agree, Decast. That's what I'm thinking. Doing quests for each of these factions is going to be sick. Don't forget to hit that like button. One like, one guard the veil. I love that. That's brilliant, Auntie. They also said the places, environments change depending on our choices. Also true. Next up, gameplay-wise, each of our classes has a specialization, and each of them is tied to a faction. There you go. Okay, but beyond that, each faction has a companion as well as people we're calling agents, anciillary. I've never seen that word before in my life. Ancillarily. Never heard that word before. Brilliant. who exist. Sorry, let me read that again. As well as people we're calling agents who exist as the faces of these factions. We didn't want to just say, here's the Grey Wardens, go deal with them. We wanted characters within that faction who are sympathetic, who you can see and become the face of the faction, so that even if there are moments when the faction as a whole, maybe on the outs of you, these characters are still with you, they've still got your back. Until they don't. That's sick. I love that. That's kind of also like telling us that, like, well, speculatively, none of the companions are going to be stabbing us in our back until they do. Like Blackwall, you know, he's a Grey Warden until he's not. But I mean, it's Dragon Age. There's going to be one of them that isn't, surely. Oh, thank you, DeCaster. Ancillary. Having a subordinate, subsidiary, or secondary nature. Oh shit. Oh shit. We don't want that. Yeah, like, as much as each of these companions are going to be representing their own faction, one of them, surely, is going to have their own agenda. And I'm looking at you, Manfred. I'm looking at you. If you want to make more changes to your character's physical appearance, you can do that with the Mirror of Transformation found in the hub this time around. However, class, lineage, and identity are locked in and cannot be changed until after you select them in the game's character creator. This is the exact reason, folks, why we need the character creator beforehand, so we can create our characters and decide what class we're going to do. Well, that's why we need a demo. Anybody play Andromeda or Anthem or Inquisition when it came out? Anybody play that? Because I was talking to Biofan lately, which is literally crazy that I would consider myself friends with Biofan. But we were talking about, like, back in the day of Veilguard, of Dragon Age Inquisition, Anthem, and Andromeda, EA Access or EA part of EA Access or EA All Access, whatever. Basically, it was a subscription membership thing where you paid like 10 quid or you paid for the deluxe edition of Inquisition or Anthem or Andromeda, and you got a 10-hour trial demo of the game that the save would import, and you got to play it a week early, basically, and it was playing 10 hours of that game, and for Andromeda it did cut off to a point where you got to the first vault, and it was like, right, you've played the point of no return. Now you can wait till the game comes out a week later. They need to do this for the Veilguard. EA, BioWare, I know you watch my videos. I know you listen to me. I can tell. People, EA particularly, people will pay you to play this game early, to pay for a character creator demo, to pay for playing the game 10 hours early. People will spend money on that shit. People will pay it. I pay for it. I will pay for it. I do not care. I do not support the live action, the absolute shitty services, and then the way that they treat their developers lately. But people will pay for that, and I will pay for a demo a week early to play Veilguard for 10 hours to just spend that time creating my character and sorting out the class and what exactly they're going to look like. Now, fair dues, I'm not being completely original. I'm creating a self-insert for my first playthrough, so it's going to be, some mousy brown, warrior, rogue dude, whatever. But we will literally pay to play the character creator, or just to pay for 10 hours of the first game, fantastic. But to have the character creator released, even if it's like a flipping special secret deluxe edition, it's £100 or $120, whatever, we'll pay for it. We will pay for it. We don't care. We will pay for it. Alternatively, and I mean, this would be too good to be true, but somebody, Maddie, mentioned it in the chat. Sorry, my nose is super itchy. I'm not picking my nose, it's just itchy. This would be too easy for BioWare and EA. This would be too kind. It'd be getting away with it for free. But they could release a free version of the character creator, just like Dragon's Dogma 2 did, and that would be the best marketing ever. Jackdaw always goes off. I do. I do. But that would be too good to be true. Oh, thank you, City. Thank you. I appreciate it. It would be too good to be true, because that would be releasing the CC for free, and that would be brilliant. But like I'm saying right here, they could pay for it. I mean, they could make it paid for. and we'd all pay for it. We're all here. I can see us all right here in the chat. We're all paying for it. We're all like, yep, bonus, exclusive, triple Dreadwolf edition with a spoonful of with a spoonful of silver and tears, but we get that character created for 10-hour early bonus thing, gameplay thing, access pass, whatever. We literally would do it. Hello, Emily, how you doing? Yeah, we're just talking about, like, we hope that BioWare release the character creator early for free. That would be a dream come true. Like Dragon's Dogma 2. Brilliant marketing to get you right. Here you go, create a character. Thing about Dragon's Dogma 2, again, I don't know what the Veilguard is like, but that character creator is one of the best creators ever. Let me just show you the character I created in Dragon's Dogma 2. Just to give you an idea. Once my laptop stops glitching. That was such a good marketing, because while Dragon's Dogma 2 is, like, yeah, it's sold really well now. A very niche game. Very niche. Very outlandish to some degree. Yes, it's sold loads. It's been done really well. But coming out like at this current point, nobody expected the sequel of that game. And so it was a fantastic way to market it from Capcom to go, right, here's a free trial. Oh, sorry, here's the character creator. Go create whoever you want, but also the character creator in that game is so intense. Dare I say it is the best character creator in a game I've ever seen. For example, I created the one, the only, you know who it is. It's Taylor Swift. And I mean, come on, look at that. Look at that. And I'm going to credit, I didn't come up with that. I looked on Reddit to get that. I did not do that myself. So I probably should have the person who did it. But they spent ages doing that. And like, that's such a good character creator and a fantastic way to market your game. Free would be brilliant for marketing, because everybody who is like on the fence about Veilguard, or like, ooh, BioWare, are they gone? Are they at their peak anymore? What are they doing? Do we trust BioWare these days? What about this? What about that? Now, it wouldn't remedy all your fears, but it means you can at least create a character early, and at least you can get a taste of the game for those who are not interested in the slightest, because there are a lot of people right now who are not interested in the Veilguard in the slightest anyway. So there is that dynamic. But I'm literally, again, I'm going over the point too much now, but I'm screaming here, we would pay for it. I feel like we're going more for that direction, but we would pay for a 10-hour character creator early access thing of it. Please, BioWare. I need to make a separate video ranting on this, I do, just so I can definitely hear this point. It's not even BioWare here, it's EA executives. We'll pay for it. I hate the idea of the big fat cats at EA. The idea of them. I don't like the execs who are laying off people, and I'm not saying anybody in particular, but the execs who are laying off people, who are treating their developers like shit, who are crunching them. Hate the idea of them, and I'm sat here telling you that I would pay, as a devoted Dragon Age hardcore fan, I would pay for a character creator early. Please don't encourage it. I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying that I want to create my character early. And again, I'm saying I'd like it to be free. I'm just saying let's be realistic at the same time here, and looking at what BioWare have done in the past with Anthem, Andromeda, and Inquisition. They gave everybody a 10-hour trial of it if you bought EA Access. I think Anthem, you had to pre-order it. I think Anthem was the new EA All Access system. And I think Andromeda, you had to, it might have been the collector's edition, and Inquisition, it was the EA All Access thing. It might have even been only for Xbox. I really can't remember. Also, to support the developers is a good point too, DeCaster. Drop a demo. Again, I'm just being authentic and saying I'd pay for it. I'm not saying everybody has to pay for it. I'm being authentic, and I'm saying I would. Absolutely would. But ultimately, based on what they've done, based on what I want, we really want the character creator to come out early. We really do. Because we're going to be spending 24 hours, if not more, spending ages on that, whenever that release date is. I think it could be, let me get my calendar. I think it could be a weekend in November. I've got the exact date. Let me tell you. Thank you, but I appreciate it, but I know I'm harping on now. I appreciate it, though. I'm thinking the 22nd of November. That's what I'm thinking. Because Inquisition came out the 18th in not North America, and it came out for me the 21st of November, but it was delayed slightly. So, yeah. It was supposed to come out in October. I think it was like the 10th or something. So it could come out in October, but I think November 22nd, which would be a great time. My birthday is 21st, so can move a day early, please. The cast that's pretty. I mean, it could be 19th of. It could be a Tuesday. It'll be a Tuesday or a Friday, I reckon. I'm gonna read chat. Will there be a collector's edition? BioWare have said they're going to reveal more of the games edition soon. I could move on with my life in the short term if they just did a solid dropped a solid release date. I just want that's the thing. I don't want like I want a solid one because Inquisition was delayed. I mean, only by a month, but still. More October, people think? That's sound. I think November because I've said it again at loads, but 10 years after Inquisition, same month as I believe Origins came out in November as well. October? November is COD. Yeah, but it's COD's COD. I know, it's COD. But who plays COD? I know, people play COD. I know, it's mainstream, but it's COD. But Dragon Age can beat COD. Hey, come on, it's COD. N7 Day. Oh, curious if the... Oh, yeah, true. December's too late. Just period. October's a good time. What else is coming out in October? I feel like October... I mean, I know... don't know if anybody's a fan of Assassin's Creed. I believe that new one's coming out just before... let me find out. Games coming out in October. I think Assassin's Creed's coming out in November. 4 months. I was waiting 4 months somehow harder than waiting 10 years. Maddie, true. Okay. October. Oh, October's looking quite packed actually. Who plays COD? Sorry, I know. I'm being sarcastic when I say that. I'm being silly. I know everybody. I know it's got a huge fan base. I know. I'm just being silly. I'm just being, what's the word? Pretentious of like, I'm playing Dragon Age. I know people playing COD. So in October, Silent Hill. Folks in the chat, let me know how popular these games are. If I haven't heard them. Silent Hill 2 is coming out on PS5 and PC in October. Diablo 4, the expansion. Fantasy Life, Metaphor, Fantasio, Dragon Ball Spark and Zero, New World, Artanum, whatever, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Terminator Survivors, Romancing Cigar 2, Revenge of the Seven, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Black Ops 6 is coming October 25th, not November. Who's COD? I don't fish. Oh, okay, competition. Life is Strange, Double Exposure. That's the competition for me. Jack and his Goofy Goober era. Michael, that is true. That is me. I am a Goofy Goober. No More Room in Hell. That's October. So I mean, I guess yeah, they'd be competing from a mainstream point of view with the Call of the Duty. But to be fair, there isn't that much big competition in terms of RPGs. Compared to last year, we had Baldur's Gate 3. If you look at November, though, let's have a look. I think there is probably more competition in November. No, there isn't. You've got Mario and Luigi, Slitterhead, Dragon Quest 3, Assassin's Creed, which comes out November 15th, and then you've got Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I don't think would be competing much against Veilguard. Now we'll look earlier. You know, people are saying in the chat. August, Harvest Moon, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, World of Goo 2, Cat Quest. There you go. That's it. Steam World Heist 2, Kenu Bridge of Spirits, Black Myth, Dustborn, Concord, World of Warcraft: The War Within, Visions of Mana, and then Star Wars Outlaw. And then September, Prison Architect 2, Quidditch Champions, Age of Mythology Retold, Stalker 2, Astrobot, Ace Attorney, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, Years Rising, Test Drive, Funko Fusion, In a Trio The Last Song, Dead Rising Deluxe, God of War Ragnarok for PC, Frostpunk, Ara History, Epic Mickey, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Whispers, and an Earth Defense Force. I will look at December as well. Nothing yet, apparently. And then big TBAs of this year. So, again, that's just what's confirmed. We've got Arc 2, Avowed, which would compete with the Veilguard because it's Obsidian's new RPG, which is coming out this year, I think. Baby Steps, Batman Arkham Shadow, Blue Protocol, Creatures of Avar, Dead Police, Dragon Age, the Veilguard, of course, EA Sports, FC Tactical, Ender, Magnolia, Fantasian, Greedfall 2, which is apparently coming out, we don't know when. Hyper Light Breaker, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I believe it's coming out this year. Killer Bean, Killing Floor, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that will be competition. I believe that's coming out this year. That would be a good competition against Veilguard. Lego Horizon Adventures, Lost Records, Blue and Rage, which I believe is being delayed till 2025. Marvel vs. Capcom, Metal Slug, Metro Awakening, MXGP, Never, Nobody Wants to Die, Path of Exile 2. Is that yeah, I think that's an RPG. Pokemon, trading card game. Rugrats, that's the biggest competition there. Shanty, Advance, Skydance, Behemoth, Sonic Rumble, Subnautica 2. Oh, I didn't realize it was coming out soon. Tales of the Shire, looks really cute. TMNT, Mutants Unleashed. But yeah, we've got lots. Thank goodness you're here. The Altars. Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria. Moria. I'm sorry. I apologize, Lord of the Rings fans. I've butchered that. Moira or Murray or whatever. I'm sorry. Wolf Among Us 2. Cannot wait for that. Until Dawn to PC. Windblown and YSX Nordices. So the biggest competition, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Avowed, I think Fable's coming out next year, Path of Exile 2, I think, and then the big mainstream ones like your COD. I do think November, again, I would freaking love earlier. October is a big shout too because Inquisition was supposed to come out in October. But Greedfall 2 as well is competition. I don't know when Greedfall 2 is coming out. Let's have a look. So Greedfall 2, not big competition. Moria. Thank you, Kyle. I know, I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no. Okay, so Greedfall 2 is coming out next year. One does simply not walk into Maria. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna upset you all. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. Oh, I'm sorry. Old dead memes. This channel's getting better and better. Yeah, like all things considered, genuinely, I don't think there's that much competition. Again, from the point of view of somebody who isn't playing a lot of these big games, I'm playing Life is Strange 2. I'm gonna play Avowed. I'm gonna play Fable 2. Oh, sorry, Fable when that comes out. I haven't played Greedfall. Justice for Moria. Oh, freak. How do you say it? That's it. All right, 1 second. 1 second. Let me sort this out. Folks in the chat, are there any games that you from this list are excited for that you're going to be playing this year, that you think is going to be a big competition against Dragon Age: The Veilguard? We've already talked about Call of Duty, but what other games? Genuinely, because I actually don't know. When I do that, I'm going to find out how to say this quote.
I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide.
Beautiful quote.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
Beautiful quote.
There are other forces at work in this world, Frodo, besides the evil.
It's true.
Bilbo was meant to find the ring.
Please say the
In
word.
which case you also were meant to have it.
He's not saying Moira. He's not saying it. How do you say it? Oh. Right. Oh. I'm sorry. I feel like I've upset people by not saying it properly.
Moria.
Moria. Moria like Gloria. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Moria. Moria. I love that song, Gloria. Assassin's Creed. Yes, Assassin's Creed. Yes, Assassin's Creed is a big yeah, well, yeah, so. Hey, Haven, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. For me, not accept that TV. Yeah. Oh, the Kingdom Come Deliverance devs suck. Oh, did they really, Kira? What's the crack with them? Outlaws game. Yeah, that looks good. I'll be playing that. Assassin's Creed. Yeah. I won't be playing anything else. That's for sure. That's the thing, Emily. I appreciate that. Like, I'll be playing the Veilguard. Sorry, I'll be playing Life is Strange 2. But like, it's looking pretty open for me to be able to literally just spend the time playing the Veilguard, and I appreciate that as well from a content point of view. If we had like, for example, Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out at the same time as Dragon Age Veilguard, and like Baldur's Gate 3, and like Fable and like Avowed at the same time, that would be harder. But no, this is way better. I appreciate that. I'll be playing Life is Strange 2 and it'll be like, right, okay, content. Live stream Lord of the Rings marathon. That's a brilliant idea. After the Divinity Nights reading streams, absolutely. I will be after I have rested properly and got back into the groove of content creation. I'll be setting up that Divinity Nights stream, and I do have a few people who want to join me in reading the books. So yeah, it should be good fun when we jump into the world of Divinity Nights, and I do have consent from EA to do it too. I always want permission before I do anything, so it'll be good. It'll be good fun. We're gonna really get into the vibe. I don't know if I should like bring in my like an old casual chair and like set up some kind of, sorry my nose is switching. Bring up some like candles and like, I know you won't be able to smell them, but make the atmosphere nice while you listen to us reading these books. And I'm gonna have some sort of visual display. Who, I don't want to spoil any surprises. Not, you know, it'll be good. It'll be good fun. Jack the Audible Rook Club, followed by Lord of the Rooks. Oh, fantastic. Decaster Duster, you should just do all of the marketing. Sorry, I'm new to the channel. It's all good, Luca. But are you considering a franchise playthrough before Veilguard? Oh, I'm considering it. When we get a release date, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Right now, my focus in July is focusing on all these articles that we've got, and then the next plan of content, which we're kind of thinking Summer Games Fest. San Diego Comic Con is when we're probably going to get the next trailer, which is 25th of July. Why is my telephone falling all over the place? So we're going to be recovering a lot of these articles that I'm talking about today. And we're going to be doing Divinity Night streams. I'm thinking 2 or 3 books at a time, we'll see. And then after that, once we get a release date, I'll consider replaying the franchise. Maybe not the entire franchise. I'd have to literally quit my full-time job and do this full-time. I mean, the appeal is there, but I don't think I'm at that point right now to do that. So we will consider maybe Inquisition, maybe a Soul of Ellen playthrough. But we'll consider it. I wouldn't want to speedrun it because I would want to enjoy the games, and I think speedrunning it, you're not going to get the fun. Like Dragon Age is great when you take it slow. It's like a good book. You enjoy it, you know. The cast in no way. You actually work in marketing. No way. Auntie Jean, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Honestly, Auntie, all I get to do is just talk about what I love. This to me isn't a chore. It is so fun. I'm naturally an introverted extrovert, so I just love talking to people about what I love, and the fact that everybody here loves the same thing as me. It just comes like that. So I really appreciate that. Again, I know I say it all the time. I have a channel where people really appreciate and love hearing me and having these full-on. What I love is this is a just chatting stream. We're just talking about Dragon Age. I'm not playing a video game. We're not playing the game. We're just chatting, and that's one of the things I love to do is just chat about Dragon Age, which I really appreciate that loads of other people just like me chatting about the games. Like we could be playing it right now, but I like the full attention is on you guys and me as well, as opposed to playing the game and then chatting. I prefer that. It's more of a conversational stream and looking at news and more of my content than actually me playing the game and just chatting about bits of the game or stuff. Personally, I like that kind of content, but I prefer just chatting. Jackdaw Cannon Completionist DA playthrough. That's also a good shout, Nicola. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. That would take about 150 hours. Now, we could also do a Nightmare playthrough too. I think definitely an Inquisition stream is on the cards. Origins and 2, not sure. Inquisition stream is on the cards. Yeah. Yeah, Inquisition. Yeah, we'll get the release date, which we might get by the end of this month. We'll see. But I'll focus on some internet streams for the moment, and then we will go from there. As someone more leaning to introvert, it's nice energy to listen to. Type and chat with you all. Ah, thank you, Lineker. Yes, I'm only 6% more extroverted than introverted, but I also like video games, Dragon Age. It's a very introverted niche for me. So I'm extroverted in my introverted activity, if that makes sense. I know it sounds kind of antithetical, but it's not, because not many... Literally, I was talking about Dragon Age today at work, and people are like, what? Because we're getting a new hire who likes Diablo and Destiny, and I'm like, do you like Dragon Age? And they're like, Dragon Age? No, they said Diablo. I don't, they don't know the difference, and I'm like, oh, okay. But because it's so introverted and I know barely anybody in person who knows Dragon Age. It is a rare occurrence I know and meet somebody who knows Dragon Age and will talk full length like me about it. The occasions are few in between. So, it's why it's all bottled up. And so when I get to talk about it, it is just extroverted, as you see, as I talk about Source of 3 hours. Anybody else in the INF and NFJ club? No, but I am an ESFJ, almost an ISFJ. It's the balance between Cullen and Alistair is what I'm on. I'm slightly more like Alistair than Cullen. But I do have those Cullen introverted tendencies. But yeah, naturally, in terms of my introversion, I like my downtime. I need the time to edit, to think, to write. Writing is the biggest thing I do in my downtime. Listening to music is a big thing I do in my downtime as well. You know, recharging. But I also get a lot of energy from writing, and I get a lot of energy from this too, which it's like a mix of, I'm introverted in some regard of need to recharge, need to write, need to just enjoy being by myself for a bit. So then the extroverted vibe of actually, I also recharge by talking about things I love deeply, and that recharges me at the same time. It's weird. I don't understand it myself. I'm still learning that about myself. But Jackdaw's community is super warm and supportive. Speaks about Jackdaw that they can build such an inclusive community. Thank you, but I really appreciate that. Honestly, to go from this community 8 years ago, it's the best thing I've done on my channel. I really appreciate it. And actually, what's today? My channel turned 8 last week when I was in Glastonbury. So I always say it was I technically started the idea in May of 2016, but the first video that is still up, let's have a look. The first video on my channel, I think it's the 26th of June, so that's kind of now the new retconned 8-year mark of Jackdaw, the content creator. But I always say May. But this video just turned 8 years. Yeah, let's have a look. Where are you? Oh, there we go. Where's the date? 26th of June. So that's the first video that I released. I released a bunch that I will not show you. You are not seeing. They were like this. I'll show you this one. People have already seen it, I know, but again, I'm going to put it up for 10 seconds and cringe and not see it. I can't hear it. I ain't got headphones on. You're going to see it. Sorry about the jump scare. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, man. Let's have a look. Right, here's a jump scare for you, my old bloody voice.
Welcome to Jackdaw Journalism. Today I shall be talking about Dragon Age 4, because why the heck not? And I know Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out next year, and we've probably got another 2 to 6 years.
Yeah, so come a long way, as you can hear. I made an entire video just dissecting this video last year. I think that as if that was already a year ago. I think I delayed that video for a bit, but still, it's crazy. But yeah, so officially, it's been 8 years and 3 months. But properly on this channel. It's like, you know, when you're like when like you have your girlfriend, when the anniversary when you actually got together, and you have your anniversary when you got married. It's like, yeah, which is your real? Well, we met 8 years ago, but we've been married for 5. It's like you have your 2 anniversaries. It's yeah. But I always do it for May, but it actually is. It really is June. So yes, thank you everybody. So, as somebody said about the community, thank you for sticking with the channel, the community, the enriching it just as much as I have enriched it too. I really, really, really appreciate it. Little lad Jackdaw. Thank you everybody. Baby Jack. Yeah, I know. I know. Following on from the factions and the classes, we're going to look at this article now on the combat. So I haven't read this either. So it'll be, I think I gave it a scan because this was just before I went on holiday. But I was like, when was June 8? I honestly can't even remember the date. I think I probably gave this one a scan, but I was working on my Soul last video, so I was like, you know what? It was, okay, it was 2 weeks ago today. I was probably just getting in the mindset for Glastonbury. You and Richards, like, no, DeCaster, thank you. Hey Justin, we're looking at the Game Informer articles that I missed while I was away. I'm going to make them into videos as well, but we're just chatting. This is literally us chatting about anything. The purpose is to look at the articles, but we you know, as often we go into very, very, very swervy, different kinds of conversations. Ariana Grande's in the chat. Where's Ariana Grande? Your voice is so different, adorable. Thank you, Blue Milk. That was me when I was... I'm 26 now. I was 17. Yikes. Yikes. Love the old videos, Jack. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Apocalypse Meow. When I first started watching, when I got real deep on the Dragon Age, though, I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, Ryan! Yes! The awkward moment when I got hacked. Oh, bloody hell. Elon Musk hacked. Yeah, I got hacked by Elon Musk. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, we don't... That was last year. Bloody hell. Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't think about that. What a time. Yes, Nanika, I am 26. I'm very mature for my age, though. If I do say so myself, I'm quite mature. Where's Ariana Grande? Where's Ariana Grande? Shit, it's Ariana Grande. Where is she? I can't see her in the chat. Or is she like somewhere else? Is she hiding? Hey, we're the same age. Hey, Pula. You sang 22 at the ears to it. Damn it. Were you 22 while singing it? What I do whenever it's somebody's birthday, I always sing 22, but I just change it to the year they're in. So I'm like, I think one of my friends turned 30 the other day, and I was like, don't know about you, but I'm feeling 30. Where's Ariana Grande? I can't see her. Where is she? Am I delusional? Hey, Corypheus. Oh, Corypheus is in the chat. Forget Ariana Grande. We've got Corypheus in the chat. Hello, Corypheus. Thank you, Corypheus. I really appreciate it. Lurker here. Thank you. I appreciate it because I know a lot of lurkers in the channel. Really appreciate that you just support the channel. Means a lot. And it always goes appreciated. So thank you. Find my jump scare comment. She's like, okay. Let's have a look. Oh, I see. Yes. Hell yes. I unfortunately don't know the release date, Jane. I wish I did. You look younger, Jackdaw. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dama. Is that good? Is that a compliment? Yeah, it's a compliment. I don't know. I feel like as a man, I want to look older. No, I don't want. Nobody wants to look older. It's true. Yeah, it's my... Yeah. 22, damn it. You sang 22 at the perfect time. That's brilliant. Corypheus. Yeah, yeah. Virginia, that reminds me of one of my... a really beloved Dragon Age creator, Twitter account, mutual friend. Somebody who commented on every single one of my videos from, I would say, 2018 to 2022. Only noticed that she stopped commenting on my channel about a year ago. I'm going to bring up the tweet because it's actually heartbreaking. But one of my all-time favourite mutuals in the community, who became a grandma and has been in this community for so long, is someone called Gaming Granny. If anybody knows her on Twitter, and unfortunately she posted, I'm going to get it up. She has been so lovely, and I know you don't know people online, you don't, but you foster a community, you get to know people on a surface level, you at least build some kind of rapport. And at least with Gaming Granny, she was really supportive, and she got diagnosed with a rare form of cancer in November 2024. November 2022, 2 years ago, and she was so happy and excited to see Dragon Age 4. And it honestly makes me really sad that people like that won't be able to experience this game. I know we can't blame anything in particular for the wait, but it's just really sad that here she is, Gaming Granny. I really hope that wherever she is, she's okay. She may have taken a break. I don't know. I mean, the fact that the last thing she retweeted was my video, but she mentioned it. But yeah, I really hope that she's doing okay. I don't know anything, but it's just really sad. It really is heartbreaking that people like that. There are some people who in this way may not have the chance to play Dragon Age. I don't know. I remember Dragon Age, Gaming Granny on Twitter. So sorry to hear about a diagnosis. Same Virginia. Same. Hi Michael L, how you doing? We're just being nostalgic, talking about 8 years on YouTube, and everything in between. People talking about age, people being married, people seeing where they are in their lives now, people being grandmas, people being 22, everything else. Criffy says, "See in the chat of the gods, and it is empty." Oh, it's Criffius B. What have you done with Criffius A? Oh, it's Criffius 2. He's coming back to reclaim his throne. The caster, my dad was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer last year. Too damn, I hit so hard. Oh my goodness. Yeah, again, I'm really sorry to hear that the caster as well. It is just unfortunate experience of life. Like, I know that we're all so excited for Dragon Age, but it's things that you don't even realize. Like we're so excited, we want it to be here now, but not to be pretentious, and I'm not even being pretentious when I say this, but it's like Life is Strange. I know I'm remembering it from Life is Strange, but it was John Lennon who said, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. It's just, things happen, obviously things happen in my life too that, don't go according to plan, and it's shit. And that's why I, on my channel, have always made the most out of every single moment of this wait. Or if it's looking at a Solas TV screen and dissecting it, it's always been trying to make light out of anything that we can in this wait for Dragon Age, and I really appreciate that. I've been able to cultivate that for a lot of people. So yeah, again, I really appreciate people checking my channel out, and even just me. I used to get people being like, "Why are you talking about a stupid screenshot of a video game? Why do you even care about that? You're just being clickbait. You're being stupid." And it's it's not from a clickbait point of view. If it was from a clickbait point of view, the title would be clickbait. I'd go into that. I would make it so stupid, but it was is this Solas in Dragon Age 4? It's just, I appreciate that I have a community. While the people who don't like that content, that's absolutely fine. My content isn't for everybody. I appreciate that I've fostered a community where we're trying to pick apart the good things, the fun parts, the speculative nature of content. And that was when we didn't have content. That was at a time when we didn't have stuff like this. Now, it was just trying to make light of what we were currently facing, and especially during the pandemic, I feel like I created some of my best content in the pandemic, despite going through a hard time, despite the entire world going through a hard time. 2020 was the best time in the community for Dragon Age. Besides right now where we're getting this stuff, the camaraderie, the sense of, we were getting content at the same time, but just a lot of things together. A lot of the content I made during that year, it really was just fantastic. So again, thank you everybody for that camaraderie that we've been able to build. Not to get too deep, but Inquisition got me through this whole shit process. Your videos and streams have been a crunch for me, so thank you. Thank you to Caster. Again, it means a shit ton. I really. I don't swear too much, so when I do swear, I genuinely mean it. It's to emphasize the point, so thank you. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, we will read this article now. We will stop being sentimental. Well, I can't promise we'll stop being sentimental because I am naturally a sensitive, sentimental person, but we'll at least read this. So, I don't think I read this. I can't remember. I'm going to turn a light on as well. But we'll read this, and I will come back if people are chatting about other things. I will come back to the chat, and we will read other stuff too. So I do appreciate some sentimental comments. I can see one from Casey. I will read it in just a second, but we will read parts of this. So a deep dive into the Veilguard's combat abilities, skill trees, and more, following on from what we talked about before, the specializations and the factions. So if you're familiar with Dragon Age, you'll likely already know that BioWare has experimented quite a lot. It's true, they absolutely have. From Origins' real-time strategy RPG approach, to 2's mostly set within one city action experience, to Inquisition's strategy action mix. BioWare hasn't quite defined the franchise's combat. 100% agree. However, a through line is apparent from Origins to Inquisition. Pardon me, sorry. BioWare similarly wants this franchise to be action, but has attempted to shift to that without abandoning its long-time fans. Exactly what we want to hear. With the Veilguard, BioWare has completed its transition from strategy to real-time action, but thanks to optional tactical pause-and-play combat wheel that harkens back to the series' origins, I feel it's found a great battleground for Dragon Age combat. Of course, it's hard to tell how Veilguard's action will hold up over what is sure to be a dozen of hours long RPG, but if what I've seen so far is an indication, the studio is onto something. Good. A shift in strategy. I think the first thing to keep in mind is that combat ... in the franchise has been an evolution. Corin Bush tells me within BioWare's office. Every single entry reimagines what combat is like, and I would say our goal was to make sure we had a system that allowed players to feel like they actually were able to step into the world of Thedas. They're not a player observing from afar. They are inside of this world. Being this authentic world that's brought to life, the combat system needs to support that. So you are in control of every single action, every block, every dodge, every swing of your sword. Bush says players complete every swing in real time, with particular attention paid to animation, swing, through, and cancelling. On top of the cancelling, I watch Bush's bookmark combos with a quick dash. With this mechanic, players can pause a combo's status with a dash to safety and continue the combo where they left off afterwards. I like that. I like that a lot. Alongside the dash, there's a parry for some classes, the ability to charge moves, and a revamped healing system that allows players to quickly use potions by pressing right on the D-pad. Bush says that each character will play the same in a way regardless of class, in that you execute light and heavy attacks with the same buttons. Mentioned that before. It reminds me of Dragon's Dogma 2 or Dragon's Dogma 1 if anybody played those games. You press Y, heavy attack, you press X, light attack. Regardless of your class, you're still doing the same attack. I really like that. It codifies the system so that whatever class you're playing, you know that that's going to be a heavy attack, that's going to be a light attack, that's going to be a combined charged attack. It's a really good way. I really appreciate that. Although I don't think the systems in the previous games were like that crazy or like that complicated to get the swing of. If anything, I felt like, as FuzzleCon said really well, Inquisition felt a bit underbaked, a little bit. So again, I appreciate that. Whatever class you're playing, it's going to be the same kind of buttons to press. Yeah, we talked about that before. You get a throw a shield if you are a warrior, which is sick. And here we have abilities like a Spartan-like kick from a warrior, which reminds me of the one that you had as a warrior, where you had the chain where you'd pull them and then you'd kick them on the ground. It was brilliant, but that was the second locked-in ability you had to unlock. Or a mage's firewall that deals continuous damage, adds to the player's repertoire of combat options. Warriors can parry incoming attacks, staggering enemies in the process. Rogues have a larger parry window, and mages can't parry, but instead throw up a shield that blocks all incoming damage so long as they have the mana to sustain it. Love all of those options. Rogue one will be cool. Warrior sounds really cool, just having a shield to like boop, boop, having that tactical element. And then mage just sounds fantastic. Again, similar to warrior, but you need to have the mana. So you have that tactical element of having to ensure that you've got the mana to use your spells, sustain them, and then defend yourself. Again, similar to Dragon's Dogma 2, where you're having to sustain your mana to cast those heavy spells. Quote, This is just the baseline that allows us to get to that level of immersion of I'm actually in this world. I'm a part of it. But again, the abilities, the strategy, linking my companion's abilities together to perform devastating combos, that is really where the depth and complexity comes into play. I am not like a build channel. I don't anticipate me kind of doing builds, but that makes me really excited for the kinds of content creators who will do that. I used to watch one back in the day of 2017, 18. He was a small YouTuber, but he did Inquisition builds and he did a fantastic job. I need to find his name. Like again, I won't be doing that content, but I appreciate that people who love that combat element can really hone in on those aspects, and it'll be really good to see what builds they come up with. It'll be good to see. So abilities and the skill tree. Let me bring this up. Look at that. So now we know that these are based on faction based, but sorry, these specializations come from the origin of a faction, but they are not determined by your faction. You can just go into them, and then we can see the surname of Rook here, who is. What are you? We can't see what faction they are, but their surname is Thorn, which is sick. Thorn. Is that Tevinter? I don't know. It could be Tevinter. Is Olivia Thorn a character from Dragon Age Deception? I feel like Olivia Thorn is a character from Dragon Age Deception. Olivia... What was it? Olivia Pride. That was fake name, no. Thorn, I'm not sure. So you've either got Shadow Dragon, Tevinter, Mournwatch, I don't think it's a Veil Jumper, Grey Warden. It could be anything. Again, we're speculating. I love speculating. I'm thinking Tevinter, Shadow Dragon. Don't know, though. Cool, though. Look at that, though. I like that skill tree already. You can see... So, like... They've gone in to... Have they gone into 2 specializations, folks? They're definitely in this... Okay, wait. So that specialization... Okay, no, they haven't. Because the specialization starts here. So you can go into aspects of them. So you're going into aspects of weapon, ability, and survival. And then that's where the specialization starts. So you won't be able to do 3 specializations. That'll be too OP. That'll be brilliant. Mods will let you do that. But I like the fact that you can at least go into the 3 different assets for this warrior. You want to get good with your weapons, your 2-handed sword, your whatever. Go into this one. Abilities, I would be in that one personally. Survival sounds like it's a more practical one. Maybe it's your health, stamina levels. Again, though, let's be speculating. It could be something different. Yeah. This one sounds... This is more me. So maybe Slayer's appealing to me. And Slayer's... Oh, Slayer's got a Lords of Fortune origin. It's sick. Yeah, this is more me personally, but I like the idea of the Reaper. So that's abilities and survival. That's weapon and survival. That's weapons and abilities. I like that. I assume that'll be similar to all the other classes. We'll have a look if we've got more screenshots. Oh, we've got another screenshot of a mage one. But that's about it. We got confirmation of the warrior one, but I don't know if we've got anything for the mages. No, because mages, necromancy. We'll talk. We'll have a look at that. Well, we'll have a look right now. Do we have any indication of what faction you are? No, we don't. Then we've got this figure over here. So we've got a wall of fire ability, and you have videos that show you the ability, which is sick. Wall of fire. Summon a flaming barrier, burning enemies foolish enough to cross it. Enemies incur damage and burning. Each second they remain inside the... And you can refund it too. So you can spec in... It's going to be easier to not have to buy that flipping specialization thing from the bartering dude at the anvil, at the smithy. You know what I mean? And they have gone into... we can't see any specializations or any names. But you can see how extensive it is. You got a sword icon here, the wall of fire's here. You got it just looks exciting, and it looks like mages can be very... I mean, they were flexible in Inquisition, but now, like, look how flexible that looks. Just this zoom in. Looks good. Cool. We've set that. So... This extends to companions who who at your choosing bring 3 abilities of their 5 total into combat. Executed either with quick selector buttons or the pause and play combat wheel. Every time you rank up a companion's relationship level, so this is new, you unlock a skill point to spend specifically on that companion. Reminds me of Andromeda or Mass Effect. This is how you unlock new combat abilities. Though companion skill trees pale in comparison to Rook's expansive tree, I like that because it means that, like, in Inquisition, it was cool being a Rift Mage alongside Solas, but you just had the same abilities besides the focus abilities, and then they added DLC abilities, which are focus ones, like the one in Jaws of Hakon, like the ones in Trespasser, where you literally just had that ability, and in Descent there was a new focus ability as well. But at least now, you absolutely will be different to Solas. I mean, I did like stone fisting enemies with Solas. That was fun, and I'm not gonna get over saying that. Well, companion skill trees pale in comparison to Rook, who features passive abilities, combat abilities, and more, as well as paths to 3 unique class specializations. There's still customization here. You can find the skill tree for Rook and companions in Veilguard start or pause menu, and that contains a map, a journal, character sheets, a library of lore. Here you can cross-compare equipment, equip new gear for companions, build weapon loadouts, which we know is new, and customize your abilities to increase builds via aforementioned skill trees. Oh, we have more. Here we go. Here is your mage. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So, control, sustain, and burst. So they are all different compared to survival, weapons, and abilities. That's sick. So we can see, I mean, we knew Deathcaller was mortal at Monwatch. Evoker is Shadow Dragon, and Spellblade is Antivan Crow. Jack has already brought up Snake Salad and Stone Fisting in the stream. Boy, go. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, they don't sound as exciting as actually weapon and ability isn't exciting, but sustain, burst sounds more like burst abilities, like the one that you got in Inquisition. Well, I don't know. Controlling the battlefield, more support spells. Sustain, I don't know. Maybe sustaining a barrier. I'm not sure, but it's cool. It's cool regardless. And this Rook is also still called Thorn. Do we have a rogue? Surely they're going to show us a rogue, right? Oh, yes they are. So, this rogue is a Saboteur, which is a Lord of Fortune vocation, specialization. You got Judas, which we knew was Antivan Crow, it had to be. And then Veil Ranger, of course we knew, is part of the Veil Jumper. You got Burst, Sustain, and Control for the. Oh, okay. So Warrior's the only different skill tree. So why is that one? Everybody, right? Okay, that's stupid. Right. So, oh, that's right. Anyway, whatever. Well, we'll zoom in on this one, and we'll have to do the Warrior differently. But those don't differ. They change the areas. So I also am interested to see that Champion's Grey Warden. We kind of got a hint at that, I suppose, with Blackwall being one. The most. I want to see which faction has the most specialization. So Antivan Crow has 2. Lord of Fortune has 2. Veil Jumper only has 1. Mornwatch has 2. Grey Warden only has 1. Shadow Dragon only has 1. So that's cool, that. So you got your Antivan Crow and your Mornwatch and your Lord of Fortune have 2. Everything else has 1. That's really cool. Oh, thank you, Nabush Dinosaur. We're just going with the flow for now, but I appreciate that. I'll use those for my video, though. I do appreciate that. So then for this change, this larger circle class, diamonds abilities, major passives and abilities, traits, and minor passives and staff boosts. So if we go back to this, so you read that. So You won't find minutia here, just real numbers. In other words, a new unlocked trait might increase damage by 25% against armor, but that's as in-depth as the numbers get. Passive abilities unlock jump attacks or fun, and guarantee critical hit opportunities, where abilities add moves like Firewall and Spartan Kicks to your arsenal. Passive sounds fun because I want to see what jump attacks are, but then Firewall and Spartan Kicks, I'm probably going to be going into abilities when I play as a warrior. Passives, yeah, we need to find the passives in the skill trees, of course. As you spec out this skill tree, which is 100% bespoke to each class, you'll work closer to unlocking a specialization, which doesn't take reaching the max level 50. Okay, yeah, you can reach it before. That's okay, cool. Every class has 3 specializations, each with a unique ultimate ability. The skill tree is about changing the way you play, not the statistical minutiae, so it's all about the fun value, basically. If you completely ignore companions in combat, they will attack targets. Get back here, tinfoil hat. Use abilities and defend enemies on their own. They have their own behavior, they have their own autonomy on the battlefield. They pick their own targets as their plots progress. They learn how to use their abilities more competently, and it really feels like you're fighting alongside these realized characters in battle. This reminds me of like in the reveal trailer that we got at Xbox, where we saw the kind of still a Morty doing some kind of weird demon spirit shit, where he had like like angel demon wings hanging out, and he was like a demon. Like we get the impression he's going to have some mad skills, and it sounds like once he's fully realized, that's when he's going to go mental, which looks sick. But we don't really get an idea of what that is. If he's possessed, it looks sick. Speaking to companion synergy, Bush adds, I see all the abilities Harding has, and I see everything Ballara is capable of. And sometimes I'm using vulnerabilities synergistically. Maybe I'm pausing or slowing time with Ballara so that I can unleash devastating attacks with Harding, knocking down the enemy, and then me, as Rook, I'm rushing in and capitalizing on their setup they've created for me. It is a game about creating this organic sense of teamwork. I love that. Again, I'm thinking Nev and what's he called? My boy, Emmerich. But they are 2 mages. But if I'm a rogue, it might balance out a bit. I'm going to be like a close up kind of, so it will balance it out. But also, we don't know like the capacity that Nev and Emmerich have for close up combat. Flipping Emmerich's got Manfred, who might be like helping me slash away close range. But then it diversifies it up if I've kind of got 2 very well. We assume long range, so with me being close range. But yeah, it's kind of, while obviously I'm really interested in those characters, it's thinking about it from a combat point of view. But you don't need to overthink it, because you can change the difficulty too, which is the next plug we'll look at. It seems like you can play this game on easy difficulties if you really only care about the story. And I think for a first playthrough, you want that sense of challenge, but you also want the story. It depends what you play for, of course, anyway. But then I think it's going to be exciting when you do play Nightmare difficulty, and you do have to think out your party, and you're choosing those, and you're building those builds, and you're speccing out to have a proper, authentic, crazy playthrough that is going to slash your way through Nightmare difficulty. So Bush says there are more explicit synergies, with intentional combos where specific companions can play off each other, and you can queue up their abilities to do just that. That's what the pause and play combat wheel is for. In this screen, which pauses the camera and pulls up a flashy combat wheel that highlights you and your companion's skills, you can choose abilities, queue them up, and strategize them with synergies and combos the game recognizes, all while targeting specific enemies. Select what you want and release the wheel to watch your selections play out. And as we know, we've seen this shot before, but it's just too good not to have a look, even just looking at the hairstyle of the character here, who is a female rook and the warrior. We can see the sword, warrior in action with a sword, looks fantastic. With Scout Harding and Ballara. Ballara, we know, is a mage as well, with a sophisticated gauntlet arm that is not prosthetic. It is a veil jumper weapon, we assume, and it looks freaking sick. And then Scout Harding now has some magical capabilities, kind of showcasing the different specializations these characters have too, and that it's not just all like mage, warrior, rogue. There is some kind of ambiguity going on in terms of the companions and their specializations and how different they are. So it's not so black and white of I'm bringing Emric and Nev and they're just two mages. There can be some nuance between them, and their class dynamics can play out, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do. Like, I think Nev has a time slow ability where she can store time. I mean, I know nothing about Emric, but we assume he can summon Manfred as a skeletal companion to hack away enemies, but we don't know that. We're just assuming that. But yeah, it just goes to show, don't just expect to have a warrior, rogue, mage party. While it will be like that from a offset point of view, Scott Harding has magic. Balara, we all thought was a rogue, and she's a mage. So I love that. I love that dynamic. It's subverting it to some degree. Finally, in a Dragon Age game, we're getting a bit of a mix of classes, which I know is something we've all wanted. And that's been since we saw the concept art of the Veil Jumper holding that bow. Elements of magic in there. It's like, what's going on? Yeah, big fan of that. Cool. So putting it all together, a bit of spoilers here for the first mission if you don't want the spoilers on the first mission after the prologue. But during a mission within the Arlathan Forest after Veilguard's prologue, Bush utilises Veilguard's dual loadout mechanic. As Rook, you can create 2 weapon loadouts for quick switch-ups mid-combat. I love that. As Mage Rook, she utilises magical attacks to add 3 stacks of arcane build-up to make an arcane bomb on a sentinel, a mechanical set of armor possessed by a demon. If you hit the sentinel's arcane bomb with a heavy attack, the enemy will take devastating damage. Once the sentinel has an arcane bomb on it, Bush begins charging a heavy attack on her magical staff, then switches to magical daggers in Rook's second loadout. That sounds so fun! Accessed with quick tap of down on the D-pad to unleash some light attacks, then back to the staff to finish charging its attack. She then unleashes the heavy attack and the arcane bomb explodes in a liquidy whirl of green magic. That sounds so fun. Like, that is a dream loadout. Daggers, and then you can go, right, okay, heavy spell attack. That's so fun. That's what I want. But I'm still too, like, obsessive over rogue and warrior classes. But that still sounds sick, and I probably need to see the gameplay before I decide to go rogue or warrior. I need to see. Because that's it, though. Like, I feel like with the rogue, if I was choosing duelist, you've already got your bow, and you've already got your 2 swords, so you don't really need to swap, because you've already got them accessible like that. But like with this, that's more in use. That's more like if you played Dragon's Dogma 2, the vocation of the Jack of all trades one, I forget what they were called. You get to just really swap out the weapons. It's so fun. That sounds like what Dragon Age are going for too, and it sounds epic for a mage as well. It sounds really, really good. Because at heart, I'm a close-up kind of slashy kind of character, and that's why I like mages. I like magic, but I prefer more of that approach. This is that approach as a mage, and it sounds epic. But you still get the AoE spells. You still get the devastating attacks. So it's the best of both worlds, and I love that BioWare are stepping into that. They did do that with Night Enchanter. Don't get me wrong, they did. But like, you couldn't have magical daggers of a Night Enchanter. You had a... So I love that. Love that. Love it. Warfarer. Thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate it. So, last bit of content here. I've seen Veilguard's combat refined over time, and I love it, Gary McKay tells me. I love that balance of real-time, fluid action, but also the ability to have the depth in the RPG, not just in terms of pause and play, but the depth in terms of how you bring your companions into the battlefield. What are you going to do with their skill points? What's the loadout you're going to use? Everything is about bringing Rook to the centre of the battlefield, and I love it. Mark Darragh feels Veilguard is the first time where the combat is legitimately fun. What I see in Veilguard is a game that finally bridges the gap. Uncharitably, previous Dragon Age games got to the realm of combat wasn't too bad. In this game, the combat is actually fun, but it does keep that thread that's always been there. You have the focus on Rook, on your character, but still have that control and character coming into the combat experience from the other people in your party. I get the sense from watching Bush play several hours of Veilguard that BioWare has designed a combat system that relies heavily on players extracting what they want out of it. If you want to button mash and use abilities freely, when their cooldowns expire, you can probably progress fine, although on the game's easier difficulties. But if you want to strategize your combos, take advantage of elemental vulnerabilities and min-max companions and Rook's loadout, you can do that too. And I think you'll find Veilguard rewards that with a more enriching experience. Love that. It really is customized to what you want to do. I think, again, I said before, my first playthrough is going to be an easy difficulty. I love combat in games, but I don't play Dragon Age for its combat. I think if I did, I play it for its dynamic, its story, its characters, its dialogue systems, its romance. I will be playing it anyway. The combat is going to be great. It's going to be fun. The combat element for me comes into the game later on. Really appreciate it. Really respect it. But like they've said, now Dragon Age in the past is legitimately fun. Basically saying that it's been unbaked in the past. It's been not as legitimately fun. So I really appreciate that now it's going to be fun. I imagine there'll be an element of like that Twitch combat that I'll want to get invested in. But for first playthrough, I'm self-insert, be a flipping overpowered rogue or warrior, maybe mage, and cheese it, have fun, get that story dynamics. And that comes like, I don't want to rush the game and complete it in like 72 hours. As in like just playing it 6 a.m. till 12 a.m., like 18-hour days, and then completing it in 3 days. I want to at least complete it in like a week. We've waited 10 years for this game. I don't want it to be over in a week. But we'll see. We'll get to that point. It took me 2 weeks to finish Baldur's Gate 3, and that was good timing. What about I'm interested in this conversation. What about you guys? How do you feel about, well, we've been waiting 10 years. How do you feel about completing Dreadwolf, the Veilguard, in a week or in the space of 5 days? Like, I think as long as you're enjoying it and you're getting the most out of it and you are playing it the way you want to play, depending on how you enjoy games, fine. But I think I at least want to finish it. I at least want it to be longer than a week. I don't know, because I know that I'm gonna be like, right. I at least want to do this. Like, enjoy as much of it as possible before it gets to that point of. Part of it comes from not wanting to be spoilt. With being a creator, I know nobody's deliberately going to do it. Well, some people might, but I know that nobody deliberately on my channel who actually enjoys my content isn't going to deliberately spoil a game for me. But there's a part of me that's like, people are just going to flood my comment section with spoilers, and it's not going to be nice to see. So there's a part of me that wants to just enjoy it, but also play it as much as possible so I can not get spoiled. Slow down, take time with it, yeah. Yeah. What else are people saying? As long as it should be, if there isn't much to get, yeah. It feels like it's going to be a long game. I think hopefully 60 to 100 hours, 100%. 60 hours to 100%, yeah. No, thank you, thank you, DeCaster. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I mean, the dream, and keep this between me and you. The dream would be, I don't know if anybody saw, but BioWare recently featured me in their reel on Instagram and TikTok of my reaction to the gameplay reveal. It was fantastic. The dream would be to potentially get a review code of the game. That would be the dream. And I'm saying that as somebody who isn't on the community council, I have relationships with the people at BioWare, I have connections, but I'm not in on the know. I don't know any of the stuff that a lot of other creators do know. I'm not in any of that stuff. I'm not involved in any of that, and I'm genuinely speaking authentically. If I was in that stuff, I would have absolutely told you by now. I would flip a neck. So I'm not in on that no, so I don't have any guarantees of being able to play the game early. I don't know what the game looks like in terms of etc. So I would love if all the hard work and the effort that I have put into this channel, if I was to get a review code, a review copy of the game, that would be the best thing ever. I got a review copy of Tevinter Nights because Titan Books noticed me from London, which was fantastic. But yeah, again, I don't know. I don't know. It could be a hit or a miss. We'll see. Again, though, I'm getting a good relationship with Bioware. I'm on their socials. I follow the community managers and stuff. Sorry, the social media managers. But it's something that I just need to see closer. It's going to be one of those things where I'm not going to be salty if I don't get one. It is what it is. But it would be a dream. It would be a dream. And then it means I get to enjoy it without spoilers. Depending on the embargo. Flipping heck. If the embargo was a week. But yeah, I am hoping to manifest it. I mean, I'm not even manifesting it. I'm working hard for it. I have been working hard for the past 8 years, but I've been saying properly. This has been the this week, this month, last month was the culmination of 8 years of hard work on my channel, and now I'm reaping that reward. So I'm humble about it. I really, really appreciate it. But the ultimate culmination of everything would be getting a review copy of this game. So we'll see. We'll get to that point. Again, I'm not going to be too serious or take it to heart if I don't get one, because it's fine. In the grand scheme of things, I'm only a little amigo in this big world, and Bioware might not even do embargo stuff. They have in the past, but you don't know. They might not want to have the press have the game early. They will, but you never know what they're going to do. You don't know. They might just give it to their council members. They might just... You never know. You never know. But again, we're going to manifest it. You're all being really positive about it, so I appreciate it. And I will try and reach out to the relevant people at the time. But that's, again, when we know the release date, we have the time. But I do have contacts, so we'll see. Again, though, we are praying for it. So, but yeah, again, I appreciate everybody in the comment section saying I deserve it. It means a lot. It means a lot. Yeah. What else are people saying about how long they're going to take? People are going to take the time, which again is good. It's good. That's the thing. Whenever I play the game, I'm like, I want to talk about the ending, the spoilers, but it's like, no, take your time. Talk about experience. Talk about the journey. Talk about like everything. Not just the ending. I know, like oh, the ending, but it's like, no, let's enjoy the game. Thank you, DeCaster. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Auntie. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's true. So then we will move on to our next article there, which I think is going to relate to... We've got the character creator. Let's look at this one first, because this is brand new, and then we'll look at the character creator. Also, Bioware just tweeted too. I'm going to show the tweet. I'm going to show you the tweet. It's a good tweet. I've got it on my second little laptop over here. Here we go. Look at this tweet. So, Bioware. Oh, Emily, that would be fantastic. Can you imagine? How do you request one? You also, again, that's why it's so frantic, because it depends on the process that Bioware do. I got a review code for Baldur's Gate 3, but that was via an external third-party press company that just literally, I didn't even request it. They just gave it to me. I was literally had a bad day. Not a bad day, but something stupid happened, and I was like, a bit down and about things. And I was like, whatever. And then I think I was sat in here, and I was just like looking at content and stuff. And then I got an email from a Irish PR company like, Baldur's Gate 3 press, and I was like, wow! And it was amazing. And I had, unfortunately, 3 days to play the game and get a video out, and I couldn't obviously review the game in time enough, unless I was, I had work as well. But that was just spontaneous. A PR company reaching out to creators at the time who were relevant to give them a PR code and go, give it to him. There you go. And that was not even Larian. Maybe Larian. I've got a few Larian developers who follow me, but that was very much PR company. Saw that I was trending at the time and went, there you go. So it could be a case of you have to request a code. It could be a case of they have an external PR team who does all that stuff. It could be a case of they only give it to... Again, that's why I'm like, I'm not taking it to heart. And I'm not going to take it to heart, because it'd be an honour and a privilege if that ever happened. But there's like... It depends on that process. I'm saying that, though, in the past, BioWare have given PR press copy codes of their games to fans and to content creators. Like, I don't know if Biofan got an early one for Andromeda. I can't remember. But again, it depends on what BioWare do, because they might release the game on EA's Access platform 2 weeks early and go, you've all got it early, have fun, create characters. We don't know. It's it's going to be something closer to the time. We'll see. So that's why I'm fingers crossed. I'd love it to happen. End of the day, I got Baldur's Gate 3 press copy. That was a dream. And I got Twin Night's press copy, which was a dream. I literally got that book a week before. And it was amazing. Like I'm happy. I'm content if I were not to get the game. I'd love to, but I'm content if I don't. I understand there's so much nuance and context around the entire debacle of, you know, I guess I am a big Dragon Age content creator, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not a big creator. I am a little duck in a big ocean. Do ducks go in the ocean? I can't remember. Sasha, hello, how you doing? Glastonbury was fantastic. Thank you for asking. It was amazing. It was the best Glastonbury I've ever been to. Held hands with my favourite band, The National. Favourite male band, The National. My favourite band, Boy Genius. Taylor Swift's my favourite singer-songwriter, like all-time megastar. National's my favourite male band, but held hands with The National. Amazing. He screamed in my face. Loved every second of it. And then Dua Lipa was half an inch away from me. If that, I'll show you quickly. Sorry, I know. I just need to show for clout. I know. I'm quite a humble person, but this moment was pure clout. Look at that red Lear Milo that Gemma has done. How beautiful is that? Gemma, amazing. Beautiful. Just for pure clout, look at this. Look at this. I've got another video somewhere else, but, like, I'm on 0.5 mode of my Zoom. And just so you can see, like, you can't hear her singing, but that's fine, because I don't want to numb your ears. But she was that close to me. There she goes. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then National, my boy. Sorry, I'm just clowning. Like, here he is. I also have friendship bracelets on for Taylor Swift. There's my little hand. And he shakes it. Oh! And I screamed. I wanted to give him I had a friendship bracelet on here. Sorry, I know we're talking about Dragon Age. Got me talking about my hyperfixations. You can't... Oh, because I'm not... I can see my friendship bracelets here. This one here says Deranged Weirdo. And if I had enough time, I would have given it to him. Deranged Weirdo isn't an insult. It is a Taylor Swift lyric. And I actually got that from somebody at Glastonbury. I was just wearing my friendship bracelets. And somebody saw me as a Swiftie and were like, oh! It was brilliant. And we exchanged friendship bracelets. I gave her one that said Anti-Hero. And then I chose Deranged Weirdo because I loved it. Show off the green suit. Come on. Okay. There's the green suit that I wore. And I bought that hat there. It was fantastic. That's a Let's See Grandma band. They're a tiny band from Norwich in England. I wanted to just give them some love. And then this was what I wore to the... No, I didn't post the National picture. Sorry, I had I showed it in the chat before, didn't I? I'll show it again. Quickly, I know. This is what I wore to the National. Taylor Swift's favourite band and my favourite band is The National. That's a complete correlation. I shit you not. I know I'm a big Swiftie, but I've loved The National since 2015. I've loved Taylor Swift since 2010, 2009, since I was young. But when they collaborated together, it was a dream come true. Genuinely, that was a complete coinky-dink. They collaborated on Folklore, Evermore. It was a dream. So, yes, the fact that they're each other's favourites is amazing. But yes, sorry. Thank you, Sasha, for asking. Serving. Thank you, Decaster. Where are we? What are the odds of the game not performing on the level it needs to be at EA shutting down BioWare? I don't know. That's a really tricky question to answer. I think they might even give Mass Effect. I still think there's faith in the studio of Mass Effect. I think if Dreadwolf Veilguard were to be a flop, they might be like, well, we'll give Mass Effect a go. Because people... While Dragon Age is huge, Mass Effect's like a multi-million-pound-dollar company. While Dragon Age is, again, huge, Mass Effect's even bigger. So I think they may even give it to Mass Effect. Like, look at the marketing of that game already. Obviously, huge Dragon Age fan over here. But the budget for the Mass Effect marketing team has gone bigger. And I'm okay with that. But look at the CGI on the Mass Effect trailer compared to the Dragon Age trailer is all I'm saying. That the budget is crazy. That reveal trailer was insane. The vision you can already sense compared to the original Dreadwolf Rises teaser, which in hindsight was a retrospective attempt at BioWare to be like, we need fans to go crazy. We need to prove to EA that this game needs to live, and we did that. We did that. Me and you sat here. We did that. We proved to EA that we want Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Mass Effect doesn't need that. There's demand for a Mass Effect game. There's demand for Mass Effect movies. There's demand for Mass Effect shows. There's demand for Mass Effect everything. Mass Effect is a multi-million-dollar franchise. Dragon Age isn't, I don't think. I don't know what Dragon Age is. It's not as big as Mass Effect though, and we all know that. It is to me. Dragon Age is bigger in my heart. If this is not gonna, in my heart, Dragon Age is it's bigger. But economically, Mass Effect. So I think they may still give Mass Effect a shot if Veilguard were to be awful, and we know it's not going to be. Anyway, the BioWare tweet. Sorry, we got distracted. So June was a big month, Dragon Age fans. Here's a quick recap to make sure you're up to speed. Same game, new name. Defy the Gods and the Veilguard, an immersive single-player RPG. Game releases fall. 7 new companions, all rich story. Lead the Veilguard as Rook, new hero. Your race, your class, customize your appearance, and choose a faction backstory. Return to Thedas, now 20-minute gameplay reveal. Join the BioWare Discord. Important questions like can we romance a skeleton and do noodles exist are answered in the developer Q&A. Your first look at environments, characters, skill trees, customizable combat ability wheel, in-game screenshots. Need more? Check out our cover story. More to come all summer. So they're still holding out on us a bit right now. Again, it's the 2nd of July. They've given us a shit ton of stuff. They are just getting started. I don't mind the pause, personally, because I was away last week, so I get to catch up. I don't mind the pause. We're still getting a shit ton of Game Informer articles. There's 4, like literally. But yeah, we'll be getting more very, 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 very soon, I imagine. All summer. I reckon the next big thing will be Sunday, San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah. What we will do is we will now read this next article. Reading the chat. I have Dragon Age tattooed on my heart and on my arm. Oh, damn, that's sick. Right. So this is on the difficulty options and the gameplay customization. Are there any new screenshots? This is a short article too. So then we'll read the character customization one afterwards, which I'm fairly certain is going to probably tie into this one too. So, game director Corin Bush reiterates that the studio designed the game with inclusivity in mind. And that is extremely evident in the character creator, which needs to release early so we can all play it. Where players begin their journey in Veilguard, it's easily the best character creator in the series' history, and possibly the most robust I've seen in a video game ever. What the hell? Bloody hell. I mean, Dragon's Dogma 2 is robust and crazy, so the fact that he, again, opinion, but still. Maybe I should art Wesley and ask if he's done the CC and DD2. From hundreds of sliders and options to customize your player-controlled Rook to the ability to pick pronouns separate from gender and more, the CC speaks more directly to inclusivity of Veilguard. But that feeling doesn't end in the CC. It also extends to the world. Ice Mage and private detective companion Nev Gallus has a prosthetic leg. And for example, and in the way you can play Veilguard. Before starting the game proper, a playstyle screen allows players to customize various options affecting how Veilguard plays. Here you can select difficulty or playstyle as BioWare calls it, with options like Storyteller, which reminds me of Mass Effect 3. For those interested more in the story versus the combat. Adventurer, for an experience that seemingly balances story and combat. And a difficulty called Nightmare, which we all know. There might be more, but this is all I can see during the demo. At any point during Veilguard, you can change the game's difficulty, unless you select Nightmare, which is the hardest of difficulties. It's a permanent selection. Sounds like just like the original games. I'm just going to confess, I'm doing that for my first playthrough. I don't care about people telling me you're cheesing the game. I care about the story. I'm all for the story, man. You know what I mean. There's another difficulty option called Unbound, though, allowing players to customize their gameplay experience to their liking. You can adjust how wayfinding helps you in-game. There's an aim assistant and even an auto-aim option. Accessibility, this was a worry about removing tactics or removing the tactics. Obviously, it's not remove the pause and play, but it was how we're going to be accessible to players who like to pause the game, who like to take their time, etc. And this sounds perfect for that kind of player. You can adjust combat timing to make parrying easier or harder. Balance forgiving and third harder option. You can change how much damage your enemies do to you, how much damage you do to enemies. Okay, right, God mode. There's also an option to adjust enemy pressure. I don't think I'd go that OP, but it's still cool that you can do that. And if you're not interested in death-related setbacks, there's no death option you can turn on. Bloody hell. None of the options are a cheat. It's an option to make sure players of all abilities can show up. That's cool. That is cool. Again, if you want to, you know, like it's making it so any kinds of player can play. She also says players can look forward to similar accessibility and approachability options you might expect. Though I'm unable to pour those Veilguard, though I'm unable to pour through Veilguard's other options to confirm exactly what's there. That's brilliant. That is good to hear. Again, any kinds of player can play the Veilguard, which is brilliant. Again, stability, a big thing we were worried about with removing tactics, or again the idea of Inquisition tactics, but no worries there. It's very accessible. Sasha, I'm glad we're getting a story mode because first playthrough I also have a story, then ramp up difficulty later. Exact same. I think my third playthrough of Inquisition was Nightmare, and I loved that because it was going from story to then high spike. I think second playthrough would be an attempt at a canon, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't think I make my Nightmare canon because anything can go wrong. I did play as a warrior on Nightmare though, which I thought was pretty hardcore. Sorry, I'm checking Twitter before we go into this next article. Seeing lots of nice, cool Baldur's Gate 3 content. Max difficulty, no damage run. Full on care, bear mode, no shame. But do it, but. DA2 was hardest, was it? I didn't do DA2 Nightmare. Yeah, it won't. Yeah, I assume it won't be relevant to plot deaths. Yeah, it won't be. Okay, let's talk about the character creator then. This is our final article of the stream. We've done these ones before. Yeah, because that's the actual issue. We talked about that one. We did that one. No, sorry, that one. Now this one. This is hiding over here. No. So it's our final article of the stream. So we will plow on with this one, looking at character creator, and then we can chat about whatever you'd all like for this final little catch-up chinwag on all things Dragon Age related since I've been away for a week, and it seems I've missed a lot because it's been 3 hours and we're still chatting. Bloody Nora. Right, so this released last week when I was at Glastonbury. A deep dive on Veilguard's expansive character creator. So as BioWare prepared to show me the CC for Veilguard in its Edmonton kind of office, I expected something robust. It's 2024. Character creators have come a long way. Look at Dragon's Dogma 2. And BioWare has a rich history of good customization. Despite my expectations, I was not prepared for how robust it actually is in Veilguard. Robust enough. Even that BioWare used it to create most of its NPCs in the game, save for mainline characters like companions. But they did that with Inquisition 2, to be fair. All the characters had random generated or robust character like hairstyles of the same stuff and etc. Setting hyperbole aside, it is a staggeringly rich creation system, and I look forward to seeing player-created near replicas of celebrities. You know, that means Taylor Swift, second playthrough. That's what I'm doing, and monstrous creations. That obviously that'd be expected to, like Homer Simpson. That'd be more at home in a horror game. I love that. Yeah, I don't even care. Unabashedly, I'm creating a Taylor Swift Rook second playthrough. Don't care. Romancing Emmerich, maybe. We'll see. We might go for Scott Harding. We'll see naturally in time, but unabashedly I'm doing that. You've seen my Dragon's Dogma 2 character. And that was my first one. But I'm also looking forward to the community's reaction to the Veilguard's character creation system. At the heart of it is inclusivity. Corinne Bush tells me before let me guide through her creating my own character. As is usual, there are 4 races: elves, Qunari, humans, and dwarves. After selecting Qunari, Bush pages through various presets. Explaining the game allows for more detailed look at each and the ability to choose pronouns with she, her, he, him, and they, them, separately from gender, selected from body types, and more. You can view your character, referred to as Rook endgame, in 4 different lighting scenarios at any time, including the Veilguard's keynote purple hue, a bright and sunny tropical day, and a gothic night. Sound. It's Taylor's version after all. Thank you, Sasha. Oh my goodness, that's all right. That's it. That is my Dragon Age The Veilguard stream. My second playthrough, Dragon Age Taylor's version, Taylor Swift canon. Doing it. Let me write it down. Let me write it down. It's happening. It's happening, folks. Right, I'm doing it in bold caps. Dragon Age The Veilguard. Official Jackdaw stream. As Taylor Swift canon. No, not canon. Taylor Swift Rook. Called DATV. DA Taylor's version. That is spot on. Taylor's version. We're doing it. We're doing that. I'm going to tweet about it after this. That's brilliant. That is such a good idea. Jack Taylor Rook after screwing up Sorcerer's Ritual. Look. Look what you made me do. Look what you just made me do. Look what you just made me do. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And on another note, sorry, briefly. There are a lot of songs on Taylor Swift's Folklore and Evermore albums that I think are really good for relating to Solas. For example, This Is Me Trying. Come on. The Archer. Come on. What else we got? We've got Coney Island to some extent. Coney Island's my favourite Taylor Swift song. 'Tis a Damn Season. Daylight, maybe. Yeah, we've got a few. We've got loads. Yeah. Anyway, back to it. We will save that for the streams. I joke with the team that after spending upwards of an hour creating my Dragon Age Inquisition character in 2014, only an hour? I'm joking. I'm not. I immediately restarted the game after seeing him in the first cutscene. The in-game lighting made my hair colour look terrible, amongst other issues I had with my Inquisitor. John Epler, creative director, says the team is aware of countless stories like that with Inquisition and its green-hued character creator. Adding Bioware worked hard to squash that concern in the Veilguard, which is good to hear. We don't want any of that green hues poisoning our character's potential look. Head and body presets can be selected individually and customized to your liking with 40 different complexions that include smooth, rugged, youthful, and freckled skin tones, skin hues ranging from cool to neutral to warm, undertones to those skin tones, and even a melanin slider. Bush tells me BioWare relied on consultation to represent all people authentically. There's a vitiligo slider where you can adjust the intensity and amount of it, and sliders for your forehead, brow, cheeks, jaw, chin, larynx, and scalp. Emily, I just saw that. Yes, Emily, I will send you a playlist of some songs for Soul of Ellen. Yes, I will do it. I will send you a good playlist of some Soul of Ellen songs that are good for Soul of Ellen. I will do it. I will absolutely do that. If I can give her a Swiftie. Like, she's a brilliant pop artist. She's a fantastic pop artist. But for me, her real talent is in her lyrics and the folk shit that she does with Aaron Dessner, Justin Vernon, and The National. And that is the shit that I love. Anyway, sorry. You can select your undergarments with nudity as well, because this is a mature RPG. And use the body morpher to select 3 presets for each corner of a triangle, and then move a cursor within it to morph your body or head into a mix of these presets. It's an impressive technology I'd like to see adopted in other games. Sound. Emily, I am going to create one just for you. Just for solo leveling, I will create one. I will do it straight after this. I'm not even joking, I will do it. Expect it in your DMs in an hour. Hey, you love the National, Alice? Yes! Same. I do have one currently for converting my friend into a solo villain. Sorry. For converting my friend to a Swiftie. I'll show you it. If I can not dox myself, I'll show you it. I might dox myself here. We'll leave it. I don't want to dox myself. I love you, but I don't want to dox myself. I can keep going. You can adjust height, shoulder width, chest size, gut, bulge size, hip width, how bloodshot your eyes are, how visible cataracts are, the cellular colour, how crooked your nose is, how big its bridge is, the size of nostrils and the nose tip, and there are as many sliders, if not more, for things like mouth and ears. On ears alone, I can adjust asymmetry, depth, rotation, earlobe size, and even add cauliflower ear to your rook. Bloody hell. Have you figured out the song yet? Oh, which song? This is crazy. Bush says makeup blends modern stylings with your fantasy of Dragon Age with more than 30 options, including eyeliner intensity, colour, glitter, eyeshadow, lips, and blush. I do love that. My self insert won't be wearing makeup, but I'm really cool. When I create my Taylor Swift or when I create my like elven characters and stuff, it'd be cool to actually cake them up. And I like the fact that it's blending modern stylings of the fantasy of Dragon Age. That sounds sick. But like you think about and I mean, I'm no expert on makeup. I'm not. But you think about the makeup styles of Olay, of what we saw in previous games. I mean, for Elden, there's not much. But the idea of Tevinter fashion, the idea of Antiva makeup, the idea of Lords of Fortune, the Veil Jumpers, it could be sick. Also true. But can we have tinfoil hats? Glitter. Oh shit! Sorry, I read completely past that. I need to have glitter all over my self-insert. Right, that's it. Silver tinfoil glitter all over my self-insert. If I can just do his arms, that'd be brilliant. But I mean, hey, I literally did pour glitter all over my face for clowning Veilguard. So tattoos are just as customizable alongside options for scars and paints. Tattoos, scars, and paints are very culturally relevant to some lineages. BioWare tells me. With unique tattoos for elves, for example. Ooh, you can add tattoos to Rook's face, body, arms, and legs, and you can adjust things like intensity too. We saw that in like Balara, where she has brand new unique tattoos. They could be elven, they could be just Veil Jumper, it could be exclusive to her. We don't know, but an example of a new tattoo, for example, there, and it's beautiful too. I'm most impressed, however, by the hair options on display. Ah, yes, finally. There are a ton. And as someone with long hair, I'm especially... Let's have a look at your hair. 1 second. Let's have a look. Yeah, where's the long hair? Where are we? I'm especially excited about the fun selections I can make. You can finally dye your hair with non-traditional colours. And it's gorgeous. The Frostbite engine uses the strand system to render each style fully with physics. The technology has finally caught up to our ambition, Matt Rhodes, the art director, said. Yes. That's the thing I'm most excited for. I don't have the most crazy hair, but when I make my freaking really cool, rooks that are gonna be not self-insert and original characters, that is what I want. I really want to go all out with that. So yes. After customizing all of that and selecting our Qunari, horn types, and materials, of which there are 40 to choose from, it's time to pick our class, Rogue, Mage Warrior, and you can read more about it there. Since we built a Qunari, we went with a Warrior for the penultimate step of our character creator, at least in the demo. By which shows me we select a faction, one of the 6, and we chose the pirate-themed Lord of Fortune. So, Rook ascends because of competence, not because of a magical MacGuffin, kind of hinting at the Inquisitor there. I think a lot of people did take issue with this when I read it originally, the idea that... I can't remember the issue they had was. It was the fact that they thought that the Inquisitor didn't take up their path themselves. And I get what you mean, but like the Inquisitor eventually did choose this to pick this path. But also, it's like you're not somebody with a magical power. You're not some sort of Andrastian hero. You are not somebody following a prophecy. You are somebody by choice. The Inquisitor eventually chose to follow this path and had to find their memory. They had to get the memories back. They were forced into the scenario. They did wake up with a magical weapon on their hand and like, shit, I kind of have to do this. So I get that. But my Inquisitor did choose, and I mean, it kind of felt like you had to choose. I understand both arguments. I do. But at least with Rook, you are competently a hero. You're not the what's going on here and touching a massive tennis ball that gives you magical power. Rook is here because they choose to be, and that speaks to the kind of character we've built. Something we need to stop this. Someone needs to stop this, and Rook says, "I guess that's me." Ready to begin our Rook's... The thing is, I liked the Inquisitor's reluctancy in the same regard because of the narrative element it did have. Yeah, you do choose, but there's that reluctancy of, shit, I guess I have to. Whereas Rook, again, different character. It's cool. It's cool, good to have different dynamics. They're like, you know what? I'm here for this. I'm here to help sort this shit out. It's cool. I like the different approaches. You don't want every character to be the same. Rook is ready to begin. Ready to begin our Rook's journey. We select the first and last name. Are you going to give us them? No, you're not. What's going on here? Exactly. I need to be like a voice note. What's going on here? What's going on here? I love it. Mashing Alex Wilton Regan's voice up. Make a remix. We select the first and last name and one of our 4 voice options of English masculine, English feminine, English, American masculine, or American feminine. There's a pitch slider for each voice, allowing you to tweak up the liking further, which is great. It means that you can really customize it. I really want to know who the voice actors already are, though. I like Evie Fry's voice from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Let me get her name. She has a beautiful voice. We are going English. We know that for a fact now, so I'd love her. Because also she's not like she's not like she's a high budget, but she's not high budget. Like look at Alex Wilton Regan, look at Harry Hayden Patton, look at Sue. The American female voice, Sue, I can't remember her surname. Victoria Atkin, I reckon she could be. I just have an inkling. She, now it comes from not a conspiracy, but she once liked one of my tweets back in 2019. And I went, right, your voice actor Dragon Age. She probably isn't. She's a good budgeted actress who is still known enough, but not known massively, where I reckon she could be in Dragon Age. Again, this is completely speculative, but look at her portfolio. Diablo 4, again Evie Fry. You know, she was a character in Warhammer, character on 3. She was an agent. Liz in Crash Bandicoot, characters in Horizon. Biggest role, again, I would say biggest role has been Evie Fry, but again, speculation. Biggest thing she's in here. She's in Hollyoaks. Anybody watches Hollyoaks? But that's pure speculation. She liked one of my tweets ages ago. She's a brilliant voice actress. We have an English voice actor. Who knows? American as well. Pitch slider. Tool. Cool. And then, yep, also the mirror transformation, which is now in the lighthouse. So goodbye, Black Emporium. You are no longer needed. Sorry. What's he called? Zenon the blue. What's our boy's name? Zenon the Aquilaporium. That was close, wasn't it? The antiquarian. You know what I mean. The antiquarian. I'm not best for words. The thing is about me, I'm a content writer, I'm not a content reader. Select first and last name, so you get to choose your. I thought your last name was dictated by your faction. It says you can select it. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. Where is Zenon? Maybe he's actually in the lighthouse. Because the Black Emporium's in kind of a different dimension thing, isn't it? So. Yeah, Alas, you're right. I believe the last name is tied to your lineage. So, but they're probably, I think, Wesley's trying to say that you select your last name in your faction. I'm not sure. But you do select it. I missed that tiny bear. What can we have more Zenon quotes, please, in the chat? That's what I need Lambo here. Lambo, I wish you were here for some Zenin. I have quite an extensive library on the history that's born. You may pet the tiny bear, but be gentle. Don't antagonize Chauncey, the tiny bear. Watch your step. I am the great and magnificent Zenin the Antiquarian. Quarian. Oh, what else? What else does he say? You may pet the tiny bear, but be gentle. A magister miniaturized him specially at great cost. He answers to Chauncey. Do not antagonize Chauncey, the tiny bear. He may be small, but he nips. Oh, whoever wrote those lines of dialogue would have been having a day in the office. That is so. Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Oh man, what does he say? Anything else funny? Help yourself to a sock from the basket, but only one. I need to quote him more in my videos. I always quote like slap my ass and call me Andraste, or let's destroy the veil. Destroying the veil like Solas destroying my heart. We need to quote more of him. I'm doing that. Right, I'm gonna put him on my I have a personal Discord. We're gonna quote him. Let me write it down. I wrote him on notes in here. Quote more from Zenin. Do not touch the urchin. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. That's my life. That's my goal of being 8 years on this channel. Quote more from Zen in the aquarium. Sorry, I'm looking at more quotes from him. Everything is for sale except the rejuvenating oils. Those are for my personal use. Watch your step. We received a shipment of invisible nugs the other day. We had a visitor the other day. Turned out to be a Venatori. We fed him to the monster under the floorboards. He made a delightful crunching noise. And they all like that. And they just got manic cackling. Would you consider allowing me to acquire your hands after your death, of course? Where's my back scratcher? Urchin, bring me a moist towelette. Where is the urchin? I require the services of the urchin. I would throw in a free pickled apple, but the urchin ate them all. And have to eat after buying something. The Black Emporium shall not be held liable for death, demonic possession, or hives resulting from improper use of the product. Oh man. Handle the mirror of care. It has been known to bite. You went with that? Well, I'm obviously in no position to judge. I like your old nose better. No accounting for taste. At least no one will point and laugh. Yeah. Sorry, brilliant. Unfortunately, I mean, hopefully Zenin's in the lighthouse, but I mean, we can't say we haven't had enough of him. We can't. Any conclusive conversations we all want to have, hit me in the comments. I'm going to be, oh shit, it's 20 past 10. I'm going to be going in 9 minutes. So if there are any rapid fire conversations you would like to have, please let me know. And we can quickly have them. They have to be short though. I know I'm not good at doing short. I'm not. I'm really not. So hit me with what you can. I need to go and make a Solar Villain Spotify playthrough playlist. I might try and share it on Twitter. I just don't want to dox myself at the same time. I might share it on my Discord. We'll have a look. But yeah, any final thoughts? We've gone over a lot today. Anybody? We've talked about Solas enough. So we will pause the conversation on Solas. If anybody has any final thoughts, let me know, and we can talk about them. And we'll check my Discord as well, see what's going on there. How badly do you need Dear DeCaster? How badly, Jack, do you need to see Solas naked in the Veilguard? Ooh, I think I was going to say something very inappropriate. I think we need to at least see his butt. That's what I think. I think if he's going to shapeshift into the Dread Wolf, he's going to be naked. So it's like, yeah, he can't suddenly spontaneously have pants. That's not cool. That's not cool. He has to be butt naked. He has to howl with the moon while doing a moonie. What's my Discord, Justin? To join my Discord, you have to become a patron or a channel member, just because it keeps the community safe, secure. Only become once, because it just allows me to moderate it more. You can invite friends. It keeps it moderated. It keeps it easy, and we have a lovely community of about 200 people there. It's nice. The only fear I have is it going too big and it going loose, but that hasn't happened in the. I got it in 2018. In the 6 years I've had it, so that's not a fear that I've had lately. But yeah, you have to become a patron only once or a member to get the link. It's on those. It's on those sides of it's on those sides of those platforms. I don't actually have I do have a link, but it's hidden away over there. But yeah, patron or member, and you get access to it. And it's a lovely community. I haven't been in it lately because I've been away. I've literally just came back yesterday, and I was at work today. But it's a lovely, lovely community. I am so grateful for the community I've been able to develop and build. So thank you all for maintaining it while I have been away as well. Is Celeste smooth everywhere or just his head? I think he's smooth like butter everywhere. Stasha. The Asimeth. Thank you for being the voice of positivity throughout the years, Jack. I really hope you get early access. Thank you, Asimeth. I really appreciate that. Thank you. No, it means a lot. It really does. It really does. Thank you. Oh, DeCaster, thank you. Yeah, everybody is lovely. I have not seen anybody be mean or rude, and even like we've had a wave of about 100 people join in the past 2 weeks, month I would say. Sorry, not 2 weeks. And my sense of time's off at the moment. It's been lovely. No, there's been literally nothing to complain about. There's been no, like, we don't like. Everybody just is lovely. It's been fantastic. It's been a dream. And I've put in, like, we've been improving it too. Shout out to my moderator Shizzy SH66. We've been putting loads of work into making it better. There are more obvious rules in place, but we don't even need that stuff. It's just been, we're now just making it better, so everybody can have a better time experiencing it, and being able to have more channels, more relevant stuff, more chat for spoilers about news, non-spoilers about news, relevant things, relevant ETCs. More threads for if you want to get updated on my YouTube videos so I don't have to post them, etc. Thank you, Auntie. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Absolutely welcome, iCity. Thank you all for helping. I could not create a safe space without all of you lovely participants. It is, again, a full circle dynamic. I know that I put out the feelers, and everybody who connects with those feelers is the right people that I'm connecting with, so I really appreciate it. Solus is bold everywhere until when he commits, he commits. Does that mean that he would be like a bold wolf? Like those cats that are bold. Would he be a bold wolf, like a bold? Then what does a bold wolf even look? Right, 1 second. You're getting cursed content now, folks. This is also a part of my community that you do get. Obviously, you can tell from the stream. You get bold content as well. Sorry, you get bold content. You get cursed content. I'm just going to show you a quick second of cursed content. A perk of the server. I apologize in advance, but this is all you guys. Cursed content is what we are known for in the content too, in the server too. Like, look at that. You've already touched your monster mash. That's right. Well, let me see the ones that cursed content. Okay, I need to hide these. I need to hide 2 cursed. There is another one that I want to show you. It's cursed. But I feel like we can all handle it because we're all a little bit cursed in some regard. Not cursed, but a little bit like, crazy. Come on, I'm wearing a tinfoil hat right now. If you don't think I'm a little bit goofy, then I'm like, yeah, come on. You know what I mean? But oh, I can't get rid of it. It won't go. It's a collaborative goofiness because we're all embracing our madness together because we're all been waiting for the same game for 10 years. It's a collaborative madness. I just need to find one more. The one that I put in the other week. Well, it's been a week now, I can tell you that. I think I showed it last time and people did not like. Yeah, here we go. Just this one. I'm sorry, folks. There you go. Look at those nice donuts with a good filling of beans. Yeah. Yeah. I love scaring people with beans. They are lovely. That's the thing. They're lovely. A bald wolf, though, for one cursed thing. I don't think the bald wolves exist. We're all adults here. Looks at naked wolf. Nope. Bald wolves aren't that bad. They're not as cursed as I thought they would be. I'm just showing you a lot more cursed content. I'm sorry. That's a sneak peek of the server. That either entices you to join the server, or makes you never, ever, ever want to watch my content or join the server ever again. Yeah, we can't find. I can't see any bald wolves. But that's what Sauce would look like as a dread wolf. He's bald everywhere. Jack put Discord away. Has the nug been found? No, don't remind me now. It hasn't been found. No, we didn't find the bloody nug. Oh, thank you, Awia Ann. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Boat. Ooh, indeed, Keith and Tina Swafford. Ooh, indeed. Yes, Justin, we'll be doing a podcast. I have been away. I'm away this weekend as well. We will be doing a podcast as soon as we can. I genuinely, June has been hectic, but we'll be doing a podcast as soon as we can. Lambo was ill the other week. Lisa's ill this week. I'm away this week. We'll be doing a podcast as soon as we can. There's a bit of a pause on the marketing of Deer currently. Like, we're getting the Game Informer articles, so we have time to catch up. Either way, yeah, we will be doing a podcast very soon. It just, life finds you, takes you away, whatever the phrase. The shaved wolf. I got all my clown makeup on still. Oh, you're a real one, Andriel McClendon. I'm into it. I'm not gonna lie. If you weren't into it, DeCaster, you wouldn't be in the server. Jack's weird. He's a weirdo. Have you ever seen him without his tinfoil hat? And that's weird. Jughead from Riverdale. I'm gonna say it. Bald wolves are kind of cute. And we do have every right to be creative at this point, Emily. It's true. And Baldur's Gate has a bear and squid romance, so Dragon Age got to compete. It's true. Bald wolves. That's what you Sullivans get. And I'm a Sullivan in that regard. Thank you, Auntie, for the super chat. Keep it up. It's Solas. Jack Solas forever. Solas forever. As I talk about a bald wolf romance scene with Solas. Someone getting a pony to draw this. Oh. Can we get Solas howling at the moon? Anyway, folks, it is almost past my bedtime. I need to go create a Sullivan playlist and just chill out before I go to bed and, unfortunately, go to my 9 to 5 tomorrow. So I really appreciate everybody joining us for our bants. I'm going to work on a video ASAP. Again, I've got a busy weekend ahead of me. It's already Tuesday and the week has already passed me by. Maybe I'll stream again on Thursday. I'll probably try and stream on Thursday. If anybody is interested. Oh, thank you, Caitlin, for joining my Patreon. Caitlin, go on the memberships side. You might automatically be added. You'll be able to join the server that way. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll try and stream on Thursday if there's anything. If not, we can just chat. I'll either work on a video or I'll stream. We'll see. I'm away this weekend, though, so there won't be anything coming out unless I get something done before then. But again, I really appreciate everybody joining. The super chats, really, really appreciate it. Just having really good chit chats. Really, really appreciate it. I'll keep you updated on the tonight streams as well. As I plan those, I need to sort it out and rest up so I can kind of get into the frame of mind to create content, because I'm still, got back literally last night, went to work today, came back, streamed straight away. So I still need to get into the rhythm of content and getting up to speed. Hence why I just went, you know what, let's stream. Let's talk about Dragon Age. Let's see what's happened since I've been away. And there's been a good lot. So plenty to catch up on. But yeah, I'll have a stream on Sunday, or I'll make a video. Probably more likely going to stream. We'll see. Or we could get head over to tonight's streams. I'm going to have a think. Everybody look for that nug in that screenshot, if you can find it. And then, yeah. Anyway, really appreciate everybody joining the stream and staying with me for so long. And until the next one, you know you are already in the right place. For the latest on Dragon Age the Veilguard, on clown memes, on beans in donuts, on bald Solas and Solas being naked, on moon jokes, and on lots and lots of Taylor Swift references, if you like them or not. I'm all for Taylor Swift, Dragon Age Taylor's version. Anyway though, really appreciate it.